like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, a life destroyed.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. Get ready for some more DGL action this evening. The last, or the beginning parts of round 8, as we get into it, WRG versus Energy Esports, the first one of the week. Hope you guys are ready, locked, stocked, and got your barrels smoking as these two teams are going to go head-to-head. I am Jabba, once again joined by the succulent Succubus. No, we are really anticipating this game. WRG gone undefeated thus far. Basically, the king of the hills, top of the mound, kings of the universe, and yeah, I mean, how else do we say it? Energy, they trying to fight back, hold back, trying to earn a little bit of reputation as the game does actually progress.
Yeah, I mean, White Rabbit Gaming have been seriously busy. They've been doing the Kiev Major as well in the qualifying matches. So they've been doing some really good things lately. So to juggle this and the Kiev Major has been quite a challenge for them. And they've managed to stay on top since DGL Masters in 2016, and they haven't come down once. Maybe Energy can do it.
Well, I mean, miracles do happen. I mean, sometimes you pray to the stars and the stars align, and then just somehow maybe you can pull out a win. But, I mean, going into this matchup, WRG definitely the favorites. But you know what? We dream and we hope. I mean, I was catching a couple of the epic TI like finals, those iconic moments, and you just see how teams pull it back. So, you know what? A boy can dream, and so can Energy. So let's jump into the draft. Let's jump into see what the teams are going. Basically, Energy, they've banned out the Slaughter, the Cottle. White Rabbit's banned out the Aldi as the Weaver. But now the Marana popping out its head. I think this is maybe the first time we've seen a Marana. I don't think we've seen it too often.
I love Marana. Just basically, the arrow is always amazing, but that Starstorm, like you normally max a Starstorm, one level of arrow, and then max your leap as well. Keep just like one level in arrow, and you max those two, and you get that Aghanim Sept up. I mean, she's pretty, like, she doesn't farm that all too well, but as soon as she gets that Aghanim Sept up, that farm escalates quite quickly, and then she becomes massive around the map. I'm going in from the Aghanim Scepter to the Blink to maybe even the Lincolns to the Shotgun, the Ethereal Blade. She can become quite a nasty character, and you know, I mean, generally to take her to the offlane type of role, but you can always put her at mid as well, and have her as a core. She's so versatile in her roles. I really like this pickup.
Well, I mean, generally,
it's so strong. It really is strong, and the teams really do underestimate this hero.
Well, I mean, we know before the update she was like really sought after, one of those picks that you just wanted to get your hands on and just not let go. So this time round, WRG pick up the Morana. Generally, you want to see something that combos up with the Morana. It would generally be the SD. It has actually been banned out, banned out by Energy. What other heroes? I don't think we're going to see a Bane. We haven't really seen that Bane Morana, that common combo. Do you think we can see maybe something else? Maybe the Pudge? If the Pudge grabs the hook, but, get the arrow, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, but I mean, if you've got a good Morana, you don't really need much setup for an arrow. If you skilled at skill shots, it's really not a thing. But like honestly, I'd pick her more for her Starstorm, like blink into Starstorm, double Starstorm, leap out. That's an easy pick off. She can easily just pick off that Rubik. Like it's very, very easy. She can catch a Rubik out, that type of thing. Obviously, if, somehow RNG arrows land from a million miles away, you're stunned up for about 5 to 6 seconds. So. On max stun level, I think it's 5 seconds, to be honest, the maximum stun. But it's a pretty legit disable. But we do have the Bane now. It's a combo that we haven't seen in a very long time.
This is like throwback Dota. This is like going back in the days, pulling out the cobwebs and dusting off the files of pocket strats.
It's still a strong combo, and I mean, Bane's enfeeble is quite annoying, especially when you have a right clicker like Jug. So
and I have a question.
If you can spam that on Jug constantly in lane, it's going to be pretty annoying for him. And Nightmare is obviously a perfect setup for Arrow. I mean, that's a classic combo. But their Brain Sap now being pure damage, it is disgusting. Plus, Fiend's Grip is amazing for any hero with a natural BKB. So you can always catch Jug when he's spinning with the Fiend's Grip. You can catch anyone. Like if they pick a Life Stealer, which is now it's been banned. I mean, you can waste a BKB charge basically with the Fiend's Grip. It's just it's such a good lockdown and disable. And with his Aghanim Scepter upgrade, which was changed, I believe, like 3 or 4 patches ago, I can't even remember that. When he does get the Aghanim Scepter upgrade, anyone that tries to disable him while he's Fiend's Gripping gets Nightmare as well. So I mean, he's got some pretty decent nuke in the early game. He's got 2 very good lockdown spells, so you can always sleep on Fiend's Grip the other, vice versa. And also, obviously, it's a very great setup for the Scattered Arrow. But on the other side of the coin, we have the more traditional pickups here on NG Esports. The Jug, the Rubik Sniper. We've seen this all too often here in the Master Series, and it's been proven to do really, really well. Sand King used to be picked up quite a bit, but the picking rate for Sand King has gone down significantly, but the Caustic Finale is still amazing. Plus, that Aghanim Scepter is ridiculous with the Burrow Strike range. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the range on Burrow Strike with the Aghanim Scepter upgrade it's very far. It's like half. It's like the length between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower. It's basically the length of your Burrow Strike with the Aghanim Scepter. So the range is pretty ridiculous, but I still think Sand King is a very viable, very strong pick. Especially for the off-lane.
Well, looking at Energy's lineup so far, I mean, they're looking for their 4th position as I see it. Who would actually do well in this kind of scenario? I mean, you'd love to have the Slaughter in the draft, obviously banning it out because they wanted to get their hands on the Jugger before they got the Slaughter. I mean, who do you put as the 4th position? Yeah.
To be honest, the Sand King can always be the 4th position if he really wants to. Yes, he's a good offlaner. Not as good as he used to be. There's obviously better offlanes these days, but he's still a very strong offlaner. They can always choose to dual lane it. They can always have the Sand King as the 4th and another support go in, but we don't see that very often anymore. I do imagine, it's going to be lift into spin into Burrow Strike. I think it's going to be a roaming Rubik and Sand King across the map.
Look, Pudge is still in the pool.
Pudge is still there, but he can't just sit there. He has to roam. That's the thing. If you're going to pick Pudge up, he has to roam.
Are there any players on Energy that can actually run an ES, an Earth Spirit?
We could see it, but again, it's not something I would pick up in this draft.
I mean, you got that long range stun that can deal with the Bane. You've got the silence that can deal with the majority of the heroes from the side of WRG. So it could be. The question is, does it actually dip down into the player pools that all the heroes that the players can actually play?
We'll have to see. Like for me, there's only like 1 or 2 decent Earth Spirit players. It's not picked up all too often. It is an option here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the hero to pick. I think there's a little bit better heroes and setup heroes that could be picked here, but it's going to be a tough one. They haven't banned out the Axe, so that's also an option. Axe is a good catch for, say, the Queen of Pain, Mirana, that type of thing, but they could also pick up something with a bit of root, so they, the Queen of Pain can't blink, the Mirana can't leap, something to that effect. So they could even, pick up a Crystal Maiden here. I know it sounds like, okay, Crystal Maiden's going to get blown up, but she does, if she maxes her Frostbite, obviously you need to get levels in that Crystal Nova as well, but, I mean, Mirana can't leap, Queen of Pain can't blink. It's going to force him to get quite a big item like a Lincoln Sphere or, even BKBs, that type of thing. So, I mean, yes, you can get the Rubik to catch them in leap or catch the blink if you're very quick on the telekinesis, maybe even the Burrow Strike, but then they're always going to be able to blink or leap out of it once it's done. Plus, they've got Stampede to disjoint it as well. So, definitely, I think
this seems
would actually do well here.
For the side of energy,
for the side of energy.
Yeah. WRG, they've got their fifth and final pick. I assume it's going to be a roaming Mirana and Bane, which kind of leaves up the Santo position, the core position here for WRG. What about the Slark? Could actually fare pretty well. Yeah, easy to get behind the lines, easy to jump onto the sniper. Majority of the heroes here from WRG can actually close that gap onto the sniper. So really negate that take aim ability of him just sitting behind the trees. And
look, we're inevitably going to have an Orchid coming out of the Queen of Pain. So she's got the Blink Orchid, so she can obviously, Juggernaut's going to be able to evade that with a Manta later on in the game. So it's probably going to have to have a sheep stick at some point as well on this Queen of Pain. So I think Orchid into Aghanim Scepter, sheep stick, those type of things, just to have the Queen of Pain to have enough disable to actually, stop the Manta, stop the spin, all those type of things, stop the sniper. She can also blink in on the sniper, but she also runs the risk of, getting stunned up and lifted and Juggernaut ulti. There's a whole bunch of things for this Queen of Pain to worry about. So there's so many items that she actually needs. But there's something we have not seen in a very long time as well, and that is the Spectre. He used to be one of the hardest carries in the game. People tend to favor the anti-mages, the Morphlings, the Lunas, the Weaver, the Lone Druids, the Snipers. This time around, I mean, even the Lifesteal has been picked up more, but Spectre used to be a force to be reckoned with.
The question is, can she actually get farmed? Can she get farmed? Can the four around one create that space?
Spectre will always create that space. The thing is, you've got a very aggressive heroes, right? You've got pick-off heroes like Queen of Pain, Mirana, Bane, Centaur, the obvious initiator, Queen of Pain, pick-off Queen of Pain. It's in the name. Mirana is very good at picking off, especially when she gets that Aghanim Scepter up. Bane is good for locking down the hero that's teeping in to save the hero that's getting ganked. Look, these four can create a lot of space for the Spectre, but the thing is, even if you shut the Spectre down, it's going to find space. It's going to get the pick-offs it needs because it's got the beautiful ulti. So it can be anywhere on the map. It can be completely out of team fights, because just being alone on the map. And then all of a sudden, with one click of an R, with the Haunt, he can be in the team fights and he can get all the assists he wants and get the gold and XP for that. All he has to do is teleport in at the right time. But if he rushes Radiance, he'll be able to contribute quite a bit to the team fight. And obviously, he can jump right onto the sniper's face if he really wants to. So, I mean, Spectre here is a very good pick. I actually miss seeing Spectre. I know a lot of we used to be sick of seeing the Spectre in games, but yeah, it's a very viable carry. If it's given a lot of space, it does quite a lot of work. But it does take a while to come online. But like I said, it's got the Haunt, so it's always ready to kind of fight. Even if it's not really there in the team fights, it still has the ability to get there when the enemy heroes are low and kind of just feed off of the low heroes, even if it's not doing so well in the lane. But they've got a lot of catch and set up for the Spectre. I mean, I assume the Bane and Mirana are going to be with him, close with him, and then go to gank mid, gank the off lane. They're going to just be everywhere on the map creating space for Santo.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see how it does actually pan out. The fifth pick for Energy was actually going to be the Venge. Not a bad pick, I suppose, if Sniper gets into a little bit of trouble. You've always got that defensive swap coming out. But let's go around, make the introductions as the game is going to get underway pretty soon. So for those of you that are just joining us, this is going to be WRG versus Energy Esports. On the side of the Radiant will be played by WRG. We have got Whelp going to be playing the Mirana. His in-game name this evening is going to be Forehead. We then, let's just hang on for a moment. It looks like they're going to actually try and make a play here. We got Whelp finding strike. There comes the shrapnel. Nightmare is going to be used up onto the sniper. Pluck, he's going to get that lift off. He can maybe try and do something here. First blood is going to go down. It looks like they actually may have sacrificed Whelp there just to make sure that there was no actually any further follow-up. But yeah, it looks like things are just going to go and settle down. They did get the first blood. Kind of weird. I mean, they just kind of ran in there and gave them a kill.
I suppose you want Arrow first on a roaming ganking Mirana, but it was to her detriment at that time around. She really needed Leap to get the hell out of dodge, but unfortunately skilling Arrow first. Oh well, it happens.
Alright, well then, as we were soldiers, so we had Whelp on the Mirana, Santa going to be playing the core spec. We've got Schlinks going to be playing our Bane in the mid castaway, going to be on the Queen of Pain. Top lane, we have got Dowie going to be playing our Centaur Warrunner, taking a little bit of unnecessary damage here from the support of the Rubik Plick, just going away and right-clicking away. But that is going to sum up the side of WRG. Please go ahead and do the introductions for EN on the side of the Dire.
Well, on the side of Dire, we're going to have Chelsea on that Sand King. Oh, hold on. Jadawi's getting harassed nicely over here. Has got the level 2 return damage, so they're not going to be able to do much. He's pretty tanky at the moment with a Ring of Protection as well as a Stout Shield, so blocking a lot of incoming damage. And now they're going to be taking damage if they're going to try and harass him, since the return is pretty nasty against support right clicks. Anyway, guys, as I was saying, Chelsea's going to be playing that offlane Sand King, getting into a little bit of trouble here as well. Might actually go down. This might be your first blood.
Oh, no, second blood. It may actually be the first blood for Ian to go down, taking a chunk of damage, and he does go down rather easy, getting caught quite far behind enemy lines. I think all he was trying to do is hide here in the jungle so that he can actually just soak XP without actually getting too involved. I think that was pretty much the intention.
It's a bit unfortunate since, Whelp, he missed the stun onto Whelp, which he could have maybe gotten out, so the Barrow Strike just missing. The range on level 1 is not that great. So, yeah, Chelsea does go down. Anyway, guys, let's carry on with these introductions.
This is the longest introduction ever.
We have Ian's Strike on that Vengeful Spirit, the chosen one on your mid-sniper. Momo, aka Odu, is going to be playing the carry Juggernaut this time around. Last but not least, we'll have Plick on the Rubik. Yeah, introductions are done and no one died.
Yes, 2.5 minutes into the game, and eventually we get around. But nice little wraparound coming out here from the side of WRG. Chelsea, once again, he's going to hide here in the sidelines of the jungle, just soaking up that XP. Maybe, I doubt he can make anything happen here, so he's going to actually TP out. He realizes that he's been spotted. Going to TP out pretty easy.
He's trying to get XP wherever he can get it. And
but Drawi top lane. It may go down here as well. Momo just spins to win, and they lose Mr. Drawi on the Centaur Warrior. You may think he's tanky, but...
Yeah, Chadawi unfortunately got lifted. He also looks like he got magic missiled and waved, so his armor was reduced, and then just the spin and a few right clicks coming out from Odu to finish him off. And he does have boots now, so he's a little bit faster on his feet.
Here comes that classic combo. Mirana, Nightmare. Santa just going to go ahead and right-click away. And easy last right-click there for coming out for Santo.
So stunned forever. That was a max arrow. So he was stunned for the full 5 seconds. It gave them a lot of time to just, catch up to him. Chelsea's not having the best of time here. I think what he needs to do now is maybe get the Sandstorm at level 1.
Yeah, I think...
And just go into that little side jungle over there and just get the bounty runes every now and again. Just level up that way, because if you're going to keep coming to this lane alone, you're going to keep dying. I mean, if that Bane nightmares you, that's good night, sweet prince. I mean, Whelp's always going to get his arrow. You get slowed by Santo's spectral dagger. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be death for you wherever you go. But now Chidawi getting a bit of rest here. Did he get the bounty rune? Yes, he did. Okay, so Plick was a little bit unsuccessful in accumulating the bounty rune from him, but they did get quite a bit of damage onto Chidawi. He now has to run all the way back to base.
I mean, Plick has been so annoying.
Struggling. Yeah, Plick is being very annoying. He's playing it really well. I mean, this is okay. Decides not to go back to base. Decides to use up a shrine instead. But yeah, it's just a little bit unfortunate. Both off lanes are struggling quite a bit. I mean, to go up against a tri lane as a melee hero with very little escape, it's very hard. But again, Chelsea does not have his sandstorm, so he's not going to be able to go into the jungle just yet. But yeah, maybe just try that. Maybe get like a ward on the low ground here by the shrine or by the entrance, and then go jungle a bit, because I mean you can at least see the rotations coming in. But in the meantime, Chosen One getting a little bit harassed here by Whelp and Castaway, but to no avail. I mean, there was a potential TP, but it got cancelled as soon as they saw that he was just okay. So Chosen One not going down just yet.
Well, I mean, the Mirana's getting the rotations off, making those plays around the map. It always just creates a threat on the map. She's sitting 1-1, but it comes an aggressive blink out here from Castaway, throws out the dagger. And the Chosen One going to go trade the hits, but the arrow doesn't land. Ooh, my gosh, that was so close. If that arrow had landed, that was, one dead sniper. But now, Chosen One, he may actually still go down here. Whelp, he's still following up on this. He has got Leap available and Starstorm, but another arrow comes out, not going to actually land. The TP comes in here from Plick. They're going to actually shrine it up. Drops the ward so they can actually see what's happening. He's going to get caught out and pulled back. Leap's not going to be good enough to get him out of there. He's going to go down.
Well, why?
Castaway even trying to come help, but to no avail, didn't happen anything there. But now top lane, Dawi almost making the TP out, gets brought down from the onslaught of Strike and Momo. So, I mean, we are looking at 6 minutes into the game. WRG sitting in the deficit to 2-4. Maybe creating a couple of expectations here for us.
I don't know. I mean, Santa is doing pretty well on his farm as well. He's sitting at 42 for 18. He's pretty much being left uncontested here. And having a snipe, having the Spectre being uncontested is a pretty dangerous thing. It looks like he is going to be going for that Vanguard first. So he's going to be a tanky Spectre. And he should have the Radiance to follow up after that. Maybe even a Diffusal bait. Maybe he doesn't even go for the Radiance this game. But having an uncontested Spectre is something to really worry about. Yes, you have Odu doing well on the Juggernaut, but it's still, like, for me, Spectre's still a scary thing when it's left uncontested. I mean, just purely because it can be anywhere on the map and get the solo pickoffs it needs just to catch up, even if you do shut it down.
Well, I mean, we were talking about Chelsea and he's upgrading. He's actually gone for a 2-0-2 build at the moment. Still nothing in Sandstorm. Obviously, he feels confident to stay in the lane. Doesn't need Sandstorm. Thoughts about that? I know you said that
level 5,
needs
he's
it.
He's still getting his levels. Sure, it's hard lane for him. I mean, how he's gone down once or twice now? No, he's gone down twice. So, I mean, sure, leveling up the caustic volley. I mean, it is quite a potent spell, but I mean, I'd always get like the value points in Sandstorm just so I can, because you can juggle with Sandstorm level 1 now. I mean, since it's buff, it was, it's pretty legit. You can actually jungle from level 1 on the Sand King if you really, really wanted to. I mean, that was the way to play him before his caustic finale got really, really strong. People used to jungle him, and when they did buff up the Sandstorm, I mean, you only really needed 1 level of it to jungle, so it was really, really nice. So you would right click the each creep once and just Sandstorm, and that was literally the way to jungle him. And same can be said for the offlane, but I think the main worry about him is that he doesn't really have vision in the jungle for himself, or a ward in the entrance, so he can't really see the rotations. And if he gets caught out Sandstorming, that's the easiest arrow in the world to land, if you don't see it coming. So I think that's maybe his concern here. He's also looking for the Iron Talon, so maybe once he has that, he'll go off to the jungle.
Oh, well,
It's in his stash.
Mid, they try and do a little bit of a smoke gank up into Castaway. Eventually, he turns it around. They do have level 6 on spec. So Santo jumps in. We do lose the Rubik. And looks like they're going to try and turn things around. Stampede actually going to be used up. Santo going right under the tower. Castaway right-clicking from a distance. He does go down to the Chosen One. Now fighting under the tower. Comes out the Shrapnel and trying to already use up that Hood of Defiance. Standing toe-to-toe. And Chosen One says, thank you guys for giving me a double kill. Absolute pleasure losing the Venge losing the Rubik, but getting 2 kills, 2 major kills on your mid.
Yeah, chosen one. I did not expect the sniper to just like casually survive. He's one of the squishiest little heroes that you have in the early game. But I must say the infused raindrop really did help him quite a bit. And the fact that, you know, he's got that wind lace and phase boots makes him very, very fast. So he can just kind of, you know, get out of dodge there. I believe the shrine was also used. Yes, it's a very long cooldown at the moment as well. So yeah, I'm getting out just in time. But that's the power. I mean, you saw the power of the Spectre there. He wasn't even in the fight. And wait. Santa's getting gone on here.
May actually go down again. They use Magic Missile. Still got, the Telekinesis actually has been used out. Dagger's going to get Santa going to be able to hide behind the trees. Using that dagger to run through the trees. Actually solving up. Can they actually find more? And no, SK is actually just going to TP out. But here comes the cat. Well, going to get the arrow off onto Plick and get that return kill beautifully done. The rotation took a little bit long to come in there, but eventually they still do pick up the kill.
That value hood, I mean, I wasn't expecting the hood out of him, but it's actually really smart. I was expecting like the casual, wait, Shadawi, as we say.
Ooh, that dodge on the Omni Slash. And now Strike comes in, gets the missile off Momo, picking himself up a double kill. Even the scream following from Castaway from the mid, not doing enough to kill Strike, but Momo living by the skin of his teeth.
Oh, and now he's going to have enough mana to drop the healing ward if he really wants to, but he decides to TP out. That was close. Like, as I was talking about the pipe or the hood, I was like, wait, hold on, isn't that Shadawi's type of thing? Because he's the off lane. And then as I click on Shadawi, I was like, oh wait, he's going down now. So that was quite lucky. But yeah, I would have expected the value cloak or the pipe to come out for Shadawi there, because since he's on the centaur. But I mean, having a value cloak, I mean, it's so cheap. It gives you nice regen. Plus, it blocks 30% spell damage. Well, gives you 30% spell resistance. Sorry.
No, but
the barrier block and barrier duration is what is it now? I think it's 12. Yeah, so it's 12, and then obviously the block is still 325. So it's really good. Plus it gives you decent regen. It gives you 8 regen. So I mean, it's a really good item. It's very cheap, especially for a Spectre that's, you know, left uncontested, almost sitting at 100 CS. Very close to 100 CS.
It's not a common item though. It's not a common item we see on a Spec though.
A value cloak is still good. It's still better than him spending all that money on infused raindrops. You might as well get some value out of it.
It's not even a cloak, it's a full Defiance. So he's going to be the one looking. He's going to be the one looking at now picking up the pop. Where maybe if he had Vanguard, he could actually start translating that into an Abyssal. But Stampede being used, obviously just trying to make sure that they get their players out of here.
I still think it's worth. I mean, it's an early item that's gonna save his bum quite a bit right now. But okay.
Yeah, he's gonna get blown up. Thanks for coming.
Odie is completely dead. But 2 huge ultis being expended there. Schlink's trying to get himself out of trouble, but
assassinate. Now the chase is on. Well, can you get away from Plick? Plick wants a little bit of you, and yeah, he's gonna give up. Chidaro is in the vicinity, doesn't want to get too close. So, I mean, look, this is completely going not the way I expected. I mean, we've got lanes that are winning that shouldn't be winning. I mean, I feel that 6 and 9 at the 14-minute mark, very aggressive game. I thought maybe team would actually take it a little bit more chilled, especially considering that you have like a Spectre that wants to really go under the radar for majority of the game.
Well, not really. I find Spectre is a good hero also for fighting pretty early. Not only with a Spectral Dagger, but because of the dispersion as well. You take quite a bit of damage from attacking and hurting him. So he's really good in a team fight. Plus, I mean, his Haunt does so much work in a team fight as well. It also gives you vision of invis. It might not give you the vision as in the hero, but it shows you where they are basically, because it follows you around the map. So I mean, it's still a very good ulti, and it's still nice. I mean, like I said, I mean, his Queen of Pain, Centaur, his Miranda, they can get everyone pretty low with their combo, and then he can just come in, press R, and get kills like that. I mean, he did it mid with a double kill, yes. I mean, Chosen One also got a double kill off of that, but you know, Santo, I mean, sitting at almost 14 minutes, right? He got himself the value hit of Defiance.
Yeah.
Very, very worth. Otherwise, he has to keep buying infused raindrops or wait for the Centaur Warrunner to get the pipe, and then he's not always going to be around the Centaur. So a value cloak, value Hood of Defiance is still a very good pickup here, I feel. Plus, he's got the phase boots and the Ring of Quilla and almost 2k gold to his stash. So he's going to have a Radiance up very, very soon if he chooses to go that bold. So I mean, it's not like it delayed it by that much, you know what I mean? And it's still valuable. I mean, they've got a lot of magical damage here on the side of energy. If you think of the Burrow Strike,
Epi,
the Caustic Finale, you know, all that stuff, that's a huge nuke on its own on one hero. Then of course you've got the Rubik with the Fade Bolts and, you know, stealing up whatever spells he wants to, coupled with the Venge, and then obviously, you know, that the shrapnel's also pretty gross, so it's just like it's a good item choice. But it does look like we do have the sniper also pretty farmed at the moment, sitting with a Dragon Lance, almost got his Maelstrom up as well, so he's going to be pretty damn annoying. But as I say that, we have Castaway, Schlinks and Whelp on the hunt here. They're going to find this poor Chelsea.
Well, in the top lane, they did lose Shadawi. Now, mid, we've got Chelsea being going on. Arrow's going to be good, finding him out. Strike coming in a little bit too late to save out his teammate, but Plicky wants a part of the action too. Not going to be able to make anything happen. Steals out, I think, the dagger. You did get the dagger. So, yeah, there is supports getting in there. A little bit too late to actually save the SK, but getting a couple of kills. Nothing wrong with that. Now, before that pause came out, I was looking at and I was saying, you know, like, EN is ahead in kills and all that good stuff. But just take a look at the net worth graph. When we were speaking...
It's pretty scary.
Well, I mean, when we were speaking about it earlier, I mean, WRG was still in the lead. I mean, XP as well, still in the lead. Not by a dramatic amount, let me tell you, but 7 to 10 at the 15-minute mark. I mean, it kind of tells you a little bit of a story that WRG is definitely still farming, regardless of sitting at...
yeah, I mean, we've got Sansa on a 7.1k net worth, followed closely actually by the Sniper at almost a 6.9, then followed closely by the Juggernaut sitting at 6.8, or almost 6.8, and then the closest on the side of WG on their cores would be the Queen of Pain sitting at 5.5. So, I mean, it's quite a difference, but you can't just invest everything in one hero. But like I said, once a Mirana has an Aghanim set up, her farm escalates hugely, and she offers heavy nuke, and she's halfway to Aghanim Scepter, or actually more than halfway. She's about 1,400 gold off it. So that's going to contribute huge into team fights and also for pushing purposes. So Mirana's not going to be something you want to go find on the map anymore and just pick off. She's very dangerous here. I mean, even as you're trying to cast spells on her, she's got that passive Starstorm, that free Starstorm that comes up every, I believe, interval
8
is
seconds
about 10
or
seconds.
10 seconds. I think they nerfed it.
They changed it, yeah.
Let's see.
Also,
Let's have a look.
They took away one starfall, 1 or 2 starfalls, and they also changed the duration. So they did nerf the Aghanim Scepter upgrade by quite a bit for the Mirana, but not enough for it not to be viable. It's still massive, huge damage. So it's definitely worth, and she's very close to that Aghanim Scepter, and she's going to be able to start coring on her own just by the farm escalation that the Aghanims does give her. So it's going to be very dangerous here for the side of energy, just to contest it. You know, they've got 4 heroes that, actually 5 of them that scale very well late game. Queen of Pain hasn't got much to speak of, but she's got the Veil of Discord, which is pretty gross. Veil of Discord on Queen of Pain is not something you really want to deal with. It does look like she's going for that Lincoln Sphere, since, you know, she's got Rubik stealing her spells, she's got magic missiles incoming, she's got a lot of targeted spells to worry about, so she's at least going to be able to evade one of them. But now they're going to try Ganta Bulb here, swap being used.
Fade Bolt, 1 right click from Momo, goes down. I mean, we don't even have to accelerate. You guys saw it. It was an absolute slaughter fest. Getting a beautiful rotation coming off. And that swap is being used so aggressively. I mean, most times we see Venge playing a little bit of a defensive role, and the lead that Ian's actually got has actually allowed them to actually put them in the aggressive position. But there comes Jawi, the reveal of the blink. One nice beautiful scream coming out from Castaway. Stampede being used. Santo jumping into the battle. Plick gonna take one from Jawi. Now comes out the scream, but Fiend's Grip gonna hold down the Jugger. Now Chosen One, he's gonna have to get out of there. Throws down the shrapnel, trying to slow down Santo, and that movement slow coming out from Chosen One. Oh my god, is it enough to actually bring down Santo? Hold your thumbs, it's not gonna be enough, thanks to the Hood of Defiance.
Yeah, it still gives you 30% spell resistance, even passively, so, or the magic immunity, so it's really good. And He's almost got Radiance. I mean, what is he now? He is, let's check, 600 away from Radiance. That's pretty scary. I mean, he's going to have it before 20 minutes.
Oh,
so
do you know how that's going to hurt Pluck and the
Pluck-
Venge?
Yeah, Pluck and
Strike.
Strike are not going to have fun. That's all I can
they're
say.
gonna
It's
get
melt them
tortured.
quite a bit. But it does look like Strike is fairly close to his own Glimmer Cape, so he's going to be able to evade a little bit of the Radiance damage. Plus, you know, you do have the null field. It hasn't been maxed, but once it is maxed, it's going to help quite a bit. It's going to give the magic resistance of 22% and the radius of 900, so it does help a bit against the Radiance. It really, really does. But it's unfortunately only at level 1 at the moment, choosing to go for that maxed nuke on the Fade Bolt. But yeah, he's going to have to start maxing Null Field from now on because that Radiance is around the corner.
Well, they've just dropped a Lord Observer here. Strike want to just make sure that they get the vision. They trade tier 1 for tier 1 mid and part. WRG has lost their top tier 1 tower at the moment. So Energy sitting ahead in terms of objectives at the moment. They may want to look at defending the top tier 1 here as well. They've got the entire WRG squad lurking around this tier 1. Are we going to get the TPs coming in from the team? We have got Plick and Strike in the vicinity. They're not going to make a move unless Momo or Chosen One get their asses up there. Looks like they may actually want to try and protect this. So they are making a way to the top there. Drawi actually TPs down to the mid lane. They're going to actually look like they're going to try and take this tier 1 tower mid. The call is actually going to be to trade. Momo going to right click down a glyph tower. Here comes in Castaway. He's going to TP in. And Momo, he's going to just spin and get out.
He's definitely going to have to get out. But as we say that, I mean, Chidawi's now got that Blink Dagger we saw in the last team fight. So, I mean, he's been able to initiate nicely for his team. Oh, no. Okay. Castaway getting stunned up, but decides to blink all the way out of dodge.
Oh, what a beautiful Starstorm coming out from Whelp. All of a sudden, Fiend Grip's going to do the work, and down goes Momo on the Juggernaut. And before you know it, full man team wipe, and that is it. The reveal on the Ags. The Radiance should be up. It is up on Santo with 1,800 gold in the bank. Chidawi's got the
huge,
blink.
eh?
That is, yeah, they could actually take tier 2 now. And I mean, what a decent engagement coming out from the side of Energy. Diving tier 1 though, and then all of a sudden just Whelp jumps in, drops the Starfall, and then Bob's your uncle. The side of Energy's down.
Yeah, that double Starfall into Dispersion and Radiance. Yeah, that's a whole lot of nuke. It must be said though, the Dispersion with the return damage, Radiance, double Starfall. I mean, just those 3 alone do so much damage output passively with, I mean, not passive, well, passively, yes, now because of the Aghanim set. So you've got a free Starfall, you've got Dispersion, so that's going to basically work in his favor. Plus, you got Chidawi's return damage. I mean, that alone is absolutely ridiculous. It is quite interesting to see that he hasn't maxed it. So going for the max nuke build with the double edge and full level hoof stomp. So not really relying on the return damage all too much, but he's now picked up a Hood of Defiance of his own. So he's possibly going to get the pipe for his team now next.
How do you feel about having 2 Hood of Defiances? Okay, obviously one is going to turn into a pipe. Do you think Santo's going to sell out the Hood later in the game? Or do you think he's still going to hang on to it? Or is it just a beginning item for himself?
Yeah, I think it was just a beginning item because, you know, he hasn't, when in the beginning he hasn't got a lot of HP. He's not all too fast. I mean, when he doesn't have the Spectral Dagger available, he's pretty easily ganked after swaps and, you know, all those good things. So definitely, like, his farm was escalating quite massively. So I mean, he could easily just pick himself up a casual Hood of Defiance just to evade some spell damage when he was getting ganked. So definitely a good pickup for him. But I do suspect he will sell it once the pipe is up on Chidawi. But it's still like an early game item if you're doing as well as Santo was doing. It's still worth. It's still very, very worth. But we might see a massive engagement here.
Well, can he get the deny off? He doesn't. Chosen One actually picks up the deny in the mid lane. But here we go. Chelsea trying to get the stun off. Doesn't actually land it. Now Omnislash coming out. They do lose the Venge. There comes out the horn from Mr. Santo. They're trying to make a play here onto Chosen One. They do get it. Strawi, they're trying to find something. Stampede is off cooldown. Momo trying to go toe-to-toe against the entire squad of WRG. And we're just going to have the armlet trying to do some work. Gets lifted up. He's not going to get the kill. And eventually goes down to Castaways. So now another full 5-man team up coming out here for the side of WRG. They are taking energy to task. They're already pushing tier 3 towers at the 23-minute mark. They get the buyback from the 1. Only the SK is the only other one that does have buyback. They're not actually going to expend it. So I think that 1 was just enough.
I think Sansa played that. I know I'm talking a lot about Sansa, but I mean, he's been playing exceptionally well. I mean, if you followed him in the team fight there, when he did Haunt, he TP'd to 3 separate illusions for 3 separate kills in the duration that Haunt was going. So playing that absolutely perfectly. Normally you see Spectre's ulti, just casually follow around and only TP to 1, his hero to 1 of the Haunt illusions in a team fight, where he did it with 3 and got very successful pickoffs. And the last one after the Omni Slash was down and Odu's trying to run out in the fight, Haunt was still available and still chasing him, so I decided to go to that. And they've got beautiful catch. Like I said, they need to use Fiend's Grip there. I believe it was down in that team fight, but I mean, they've got the Nightmare, the Sleep, and Fiend's Grip. They've got the arrows. They've got the Centaur hoof stomps. They've got a lot of catch and initiation. A lot. Now taking down, I believe, a Helm of the Dominator creep, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they took down Jug's Helm of the Dominator creep. And for you guys that don't know, the Helm of the Dominator creep always now gives you 125 gold. So it's actually worth quite a bit. Santo now being initiated on here.
Well, they're going to try and go into the center. They get the tier 1 tower. It does go to the Radiant. Stampede being used out. Scream going to be used. Strike trying to get away. Omni Slash comes out from Momo, but the Hoof Stomp is going to keep him in place. In the meantime, they do lose Chosen One on the back line. Strike going to go down to the last strike click here of Whelp. Now the Haunt is going to come out. Santo, he's chasing down Plick. Can he activate the Shrine? Not even going to be close enough. Momo does. But he's going to go down pretty soon. Does the arrow connect? No, it doesn't. And only the Jugger alive. And Fiend's Grip actually was also used out. Only 72 seconds cooldown on that little butte. So this could be a tier 3 tower waiting for those creeps to push in.
And unfortunately, Chosen, as you said, Chosen One got picked off on the sidelines there. Schlinks did find him out and use the Fiend's Grip onto the sniper just to finish him off with a nice little brain set.
Cheeky. Cheeky.
Chadawi's TP gets cancelled by Chelsea there. Yeah, it's just a little bit unfortunate because if the sniper could continue to do some right-clicking, she was doing a huge, massive amount of damage. Because, I mean, sniper's a sniper. It's always going to do a lot of damage. But if he was allowed to keep right-clicking, I mean, a lot of the heroes were low on the side of WRGs. And that could have caused a little bit of trouble. But I must say, well played to Schlinks for finding him out there in the sidelines. Even with no vision there, he actually was able to get onto the sniper and find him. So I think that did save a lot of the team fight. And, I mean... Santa dropped very, very, very low as well. So, I mean, just a little bit unfortunate because the sniper was about to assassinate the Spectre. And then, obviously, he got Fiend's Grip up. So, it changed the team fight quite a bit into their favor.
You know, it's so difficult to actually find a sniper. I mean, snipers, they want to sit at the back. They want to be hidden. They don't want to go get close into combat. I mean, if we could say snipers were like scaredy cats, not because they're afraid to fight, it's just because they don't want to sit right up in front, whereas the SK, the Centaur Warrior, those kind of heroes want to get into your face. And with that Haunt coming out, completely revealing, would have revealed the Chosen One. But I think it only came out later once he was actually brought down. The Haunt, if I do recall, the Haunt was used only after Chosen One went down. Am I right?
Yeah. He used it to catch up to because remember they were Odu was trying to activate the shrine as him and his support were trying to run away, and he used the Haunt just to get the pick off quickly onto the last guy. So it was only the Odu that was left there. So unfortunately, that happened. But yeah, Haunt definitely used after the sniper went down because he was trying to get away from the sniper. The sniper got nice vision of him with the shrapnel, and obviously the take aim with the Dragon Lance. He's got huge range to just right click, and he was about to assassinate Santo and just got Fiend's Gripped up. Just got found.
Yeah, he got figured out. So now that begs the question. I mean, he's got the Hurricane Park, but if you've got the likes of Schlinks jumping on you, dropping that Fiend's Grip, does that not now kind of force you into saying, well, what do you actually do? I mean, Lincoln's, he can break it with Enfeeble or with the Nightmare. You've now got BKB. It will go through BKB, the Fiend's Grip anyway. So are you saying that now Chosen One has to kind of go for Black King Bar plus Lincoln's just to survive what
It's
the Bane's going to
unfortunate
throw
because
them?
A sniper doesn't really go for that. That's a
I
problem.
know,
It's something that he can't actually afford to go for if he hopes to carry. It does look like he is opting to go for the Silver Edge, but now huge ult is getting thrown out here.
Oh, they're going to find Chosen One, so they still find the sniper. Santos trying to chase down the Jagger, while Chelsea just eppies for the glory of it. Not going to catch anyone. Santos going to run into the base. Castaway showing his face for a second. Still goes to Santo, though. This could be an opportunity to take tier 3 tower. Chelsea, he's trying to make some magic happen here. Castaway, he doesn't want to have anything of it.
He just wants to run away. Leave me alone.
Lincoln's been popped. There comes the scream. And solo ulting for the SK, 5 down, while Rubik has actually just respawned. Is it going to be good enough? Now we've got Welp going to get switched back into the fountain, pops down his E-Blade, so that's also another reveal. Is it enough to get out? Going to leap, going to moonshot out. And yeah, that was pretty well done, picking up an item. Doesn't even have to bring the courier. And GG has been called out. Energy, throw in the towel. WRG, take game 1.
Give me a moment. You see this Mirana, right?
Yes.
Okay. She had nothing but Aghanims, maybe like 10 minutes, 15,
20 minutes. Like, I think it was, we can go now to the post screen. I think it was like 19 minutes.
Anyway, and then she's able, because she gets to, you know, farm rapidly. She's got 119 CS. She has Blink and E-Blade like 10 minutes later. So it is pretty ridiculous. I mean, that Aghanim Scepter and Mirana just escalates it so fast. I mean, I've been down so many games as a Mirana, and all I needed to do is get my Aghanims, escalate my farm, get my pickoffs, and, you know, it's just so easy with it. It just takes one item. It's kind of like the Slark. Once he gets Shadowblade, he just gets the pickoffs that he needs, and then he just, like, you know, escalates further from there. It's kind of the same concept.
Well, we're going to just run through the end parts of the stats here. I mean, where do you think things went wrong here for the side of Energy? I mean, WRG didn't have maybe the most meta hero choices in this draft.
Oh, I think they definitely had meta hero choices.
Well, we don't see the Mirana, we don't see the spec being picked up too often. So when I say meta, let's say like the more commonly chosen heroes.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still not be commonly chosen heroes, but it's still meta heroes. It's still heroes that are very aggressive, pick-offy, low cooldown ultis, huge nuke, very nice push, wave clear. It's still very meta. The draft is still very meta, but we might not see it as often in the South African scene. But, you know, Mirana, those type of heroes, they still picked up quite a bit internationally, and, you know, it's still very viable. It's not like it's, you know, just because they nerfed one Star Storm and the durations by 2 seconds doesn't mean that Mirana is not a viable hero anymore. You know, it's still viable. But honestly, I don't think Energy ever had the game. Yes, they did get pickoffs and stuff earlier on, but I mean, they were getting out farmed. When they did start to group up, you know, they were getting outplayed. You know, WRG was farming better than them. They were taking objectives better than them. You know, they kind of didn't worry about, oh, I got picked off in this lane, let me TP all my heroes in to help. No, they didn't do that. They stayed in their lanes. They went to go roam and gank, you know, take objectives.
They played their draft.
That's the thing. They didn't worry about, you know, TPing in 3 heroes because people getting one person's getting on. You didn't see them do that. You know, they kind of just played a different game. So I feel like Energy just got severely outplayed. Also, they kept up. I mean, Castaway and Santo had the most farm, most net worth for quite a while. Obviously, the sniper almost stayed on par with Spectre's net worth, I think all the way up until about 20 minutes in, and then it just went downhill. But, you know, a sniper can't, I don't think a sniper outcarries a Spectre at all. It's just, you know, it's sad to say, but Spectre wins that. Alrighty. If he plays it the way Santo did, but yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna jump into game number 2. The lobby is probably up, so let us jump into that. So don't disappear for too long. Go get yourselves a drink. Go to the bathroom rather quick, and we will see you guys shortly.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
There was a time when you had me falling to the ground, like a king without a crown. Whoa. Why you make it hard? Don't let me down. You might as well be lost, but I'm found. I'm waiting for your love. You just keep me hanging on, and I deserve to stay, and I'll find my way. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm your home. I wanna be with you always. Know you're not alone, 'cause I'm your home. Whoa. In the dark we fight. You take the wrong and you make it right. Like a firefly, you are glowing at night. So don't make it hard, don't let me go. I wanna hold you tight when you're cold. I'm waiting for your love. You just keep me hanging on. I deserve to stay,
Dota plays.
I had my mic muted. Guys, I was talking to myself for like 5 minutes. Anyway, welcome back to game number 2. Good evening for those of you that are just joining us. This is going to be WRG versus Energy. Game 1 was looking like Energy had a little bit of vuma in their spirits. And WRG stuck to their guns, farmed it out, and eventually brought home the bacon for the lads. So game number 2, hopefully we can see as something a little bit more dramatic, something more spicy, maybe a couple of pudges, maybe a techies, even though it's not in a CM mode. Would love to see that. But once again, we're in game number 2. I'm Jabba, joined again by the lovely succulent Succubus. And yeah, maybe you want to give us a quick rundown of what happened in game 1 before the draft does actually go completely underway.
It's pretty simple. Energy got outplayed.
I'm saying for the people that maybe just be joining us on stream. Like, guys, welcome to the stream.
Guys.
And Succubus is now going to tell you what happened in game number 1.
No, I mean, they basically, even though Energy got the early game pickoffs, it looked really well for them. You know, White Rabbit still, got more farm, decided not to TP in 1,000,000 heroes for 1 pickoff. They just took the objectives and they outplayed Energy pretty well when it came to team fights, that type of thing. It's just the vision. I mean, they just took control of the map. They weren't over concerned about the early game pickoffs. And Dota's not about kills. In the end, it's about your farm. It's about taking the towers. It's defense of the ancients. So first one to get map control wins game. And that, unfortunately, for Energy Esports was White Rabbit Gaming. But let's see if Energy can bring it back.
Well, we're going to hold on to our thumbs and maybe we can take it to a game number 3, although the records show WRG have won all their series 2-0. So from what the stats say, points out, is that we are going to be in, we're going to only be able to join 1 more game. But let's hope the boys from Energy can give us a game number 3. The draft has come out. Nothing too special is what we saw from the earlier draft, although this time around, Energy banning out the Centaur Warrunner. Pretty much simple in terms of the bans. This time around, Energy getting the first pick, picking up the Nyx Assassin, WRG picking up the Weaver. And they now moving into the second pick. What could we perhaps see here for the side of WRG?
Well, if you're going for the minus armor in the form of the Swarm, you might as well pick up possibly a Vengeful Spirit or something to that effect. Maybe even the Abaddon Weaver. We've seen that once or twice here in the Master Series. It does work out pretty well. But hey, we got the Cuddly Crystal Maiden.
The Cuddly Crystal Maiden.
I love this hero. I mean, her with her Midas these days, it just escalates so well. I mean, it's just... Midas is just too good right now for not to get picked up on this crystal. The Frostbite, the root is just so nice. I love the roots. I mean,
I still believe in the carry.
Anything.
I still believe in the carry CM.
Because of the damage skill.
Guys, listen to me. Sorry. I'm going to just hijack this cast quickly. I played a Crystal Maiden. I upgraded the plus 60 damage. I built Mask of Madness. I built a Chrysalis. I built some ridiculous stuff on the CM, and I destroyed the team. I pretty much got an ultra kill. I stole
his rampage, so I was very happy.
Yeah, that was let's just say a dick move. Anyway, all right, okay, we digressed.
I did not know you were gonna ulti, okay? Definitely Crystal Maiden. I love this hero. I mean, it's so good. It's just like her skill set's just amazing. I mean, Arcane Aura is just one of the reasons to pick up, but like Frostbite, that root, it's such a nice, huge disable, and you also get to, if you level it up pretty fast, it's the duration is pretty intense. Plus, you get to even better duration later on in your talent tree. Crystal Nova is amazing to slow people down when you're trying to chase them. And obviously, that freezing field, if she does get her ulti off in the back lines there, it can be pretty devastating. I mean, it's also upgraded versus Aghanim Scepter, where it gives you a little bit more damage. But all around, just a really good support. She just offers so much to the table if she can stay alive.
And if she doesn't... And if she doesn't get a static storm from the disruptor being dropped on top of her head.
It's more the Nyx Assassin that's probably going to be her worst little nightmare. That Nyx Assassin is going to be able, if he plays it right, be able to feed off the Crystal Maiden. But she's going to have to stay well out of trouble. But yeah, I mean, just such a good hero. I love this hero. But on the same side of the coin, we do have a Disruptor. Disruptor, amazing thing, amazing hero, but like he just hasn't had that success in the Master Series thus far, because one thing that Disruptor really requires from his team is follow-up. You need follow-up on the static storm into kinetic field. You really need follow-up for it to work. Yes, the AoE disable is amazing, but if you don't have follow-up, it's not really going to do that much. But the glimpse for me is probably the best skill set on him. You know, like used to love fountain glimpsing. You know, you even get a fountain glimpse gem for the Disruptor. If someone just TPs in, you immediately glimpse them back to base. It's so annoying, but yeah, I mean he's pretty nice. Plus, his Thunderstrike does give him vision for the glimpse as well if he gets a Thunderstrike off in time. So I mean, it's a very, very nice hero. I mean, it's got lots of I would say kiting. It's good against the Weaver. A lot of people tend to pick it up against the Weaver. So I mean, you know, like before Lincoln's, basically, Weaver's going to be in a lot of trouble with the Disruptor. I normally pick up a Disruptor against like Storm Spirits, Spirit Breakers, Weavers, you know, heroes like that. So very, very good counter to it. But again, Weaver's going to eventually get the Lincolns into a BKB. But then by that time, I'm pretty sure the Disruptor might have that Agnum Scepter. So if he gets his ulti off in time, they can't BKB inside his ulti. It's basically an AoE Doom. You can't use... you cannot use any items within the static storm. So I mean, it's a pretty annoying. Yeah, you can't dispel. So,
well, do you think that once they had obviously we got the bans coming out in the first phase, banning out the Coddle, generally a decent counter towards the Weaver. You drop out that mana leak, and then the Weaver's going to Sakuchi, and before you know it, it's going to just wreck his entire mana pool. Do you think Energy may be regretting the ban on the Coddle, and they had to then resort to the Disruptor? Do you think Kotel would have been first priority, or do you think they just settled for the Disruptors? Probably my question, my better question.
I don't think they settled for Disruptor. I mean, for me, Disruptor in a lot of cases is better than a Coddle. It always depends what game you're in. Like, if you have an amazing Coddle player, obviously, yeah, Coddle hands down. I mean, that the mana leak is exceptionally annoying in the early stages of the game. Plus, when you get to Agnum Steps up, you can see past cliffs. It's great for pushing in the daytime. Every wave heals your team. It's also got that amazing blinding light, which is great against right clickers. It's got an amazing spam, and obviously it gives you a temporary mana pool. So not only have you got a cooldown reduction on the spell that you just used, it gives you the temporary mana pool as well. So it doesn't actually give you more mana, so to speak of. It just gives you that temporary mana to play around with. But the best thing about the Chakra Magic is that cooldown reduction on your spells. But Kotel would have been great here, especially now since they've got the Timbersaw pickup. And then, geez, Timber gets wrecked by Kotel in the early stages of the game with the mana leak. He can't really go anywhere. And he does Timber Chain. You know, his mana is going to get completely ripped. But they do have the Disruptors to glimpse the Timber back, silence him up a bit. But very, very tanky hero. A lot of nuke. I mean, this Timber has so much nuke.
Now, earlier you said that the Disruptor was like generally a good counter towards Weavers, Timbersaws, you know, those escaping kind of heroes, the Marana.
Yeah.
Now,
But
WRG picked up the Timbersaw. Obviously, doesn't feel the Disruptor too much of a threat.
Because he's got so much else to worry about. I mean, Disruptor can only glimpse one of these heroes. He either glimpses the Earth Spirit, who's going to cause havoc and silence and stun, and I mean, the Magnetize is a gross ulti, especially when he drops all of the stone remnants, and you know, people are bunched up pretty nicely. Earth Spirit, it can create a lot of havoc in the team fight. Obviously, it's really good cancelling out certain things with the silence, with the stun, the boulder smashes as well. It's pretty mobile. So I mean, he has to either glimpse the Weaver, who's going to be doing a lot of damage and going to be reducing your armor with the swarm. So either going to choose to have to right-click bugs or to glimpse somebody. And obviously, or the Earth Spirit or the Timbersaw. He can't focus on all of them unless he drops an ulti and somehow manages to catch all three of them. I think that's the only way it goes. But interesting, they do pick up the zombie. They don't have heal on the side of WRG, so the decay is going to be doing a lot of work.
Well,
because I mean, the one thing that does counter decay quite a bit is heal. So if you have any form like a Dazzle, an Omni Knight, which is, you know, it's there, they can pick it up. Decay is pretty much useless because you just regen all your HP back. But at the moment, they don't really have a way to deal with decay. Tombstone shouldn't be a problem since they do have the Weaver, so you can easily right-click it down. But in the early stages of the game, Weaver's attack speed is generally not that great, so Tombstone could be quite a bit of a problem for them in the early stages of the game. It's also going to slow them down quite a bit for the Juggernaut to spin an ulti, Disruptor to glimpse back into spin an ulti, and Earth Spirit. I mean, we have the two spirits, guys. I think this is the first time we've seen Earth and Ember
Storm Spirit.
In,
Should we hold it for the trifecta?
To the trifecta, the other spirit, maybe. I don't know. I mean, sure, you can have the Timber go off lane, the Weaver safe lane, but I'm feeling maybe a mid-Timber here.
Well, they do have the root coming out from Ember Spirit, so they can actually do quite a bit of work there for the Timber Saw. But that was something that I was going to ask you. Would we actually see the Shadow Fiend for WRG? Some good right click, some good damage against the Ember, and
Look,
WRG actually do pick it up. I mean, that was the minus armor that you were talking about.
Now, the minus armor, I mean, they've got nice auras to stack up here. Well, not essentially auras, but SF's aura goes well with Weaver. Definitely against any right clickers, really. But it always depends. It's always a gamble with the SF against the Ember, because either the Ember completely destroys the SF or the SF destroys the Ember. It depends. It really does depend. I mean, the Flame Guard does block a lot of the Shadow Razors off of Ember. I mean, off of Shadow Fiend. But if Shadow Fiend gets those enough souls up, you can just, go, okay, well, screw your Flame Guard. I'm just going to right click you to hull him back. But the problem I have with the Shadow Fiend mid always is that he's so easily ganked. He's got such a low HP and movement speed in the early game that it's so easily ganked. But they do have the Crystal Maiden and the Earth Spirit to roam and rotate and help him out in the mid lane, because I do suspect we're going to be seeing Disruptor mid quite a bit, harassing the Shadow Fiend. So I mean, it's always a 50-50. I mean, either the Ember Spirit completely outright wins the lane against the SF, or the SF wins outright against Ember. It always depends, but it's always like a bit risky. But yeah, we don't have the clockwork combo. I thought, honestly, if you pick a Shadow Fiend, we see a lot of the pros do it. We actually saw I can't even remember who started
I think it was XD. Wasn't it XD that did it?
I'm actually not sure, but they used to pick up the clockwork and then get the SF to accumulate, get the necromancy first, and then get the SF to deny the cogs inside base and get up to about 10 souls.
And
before
then go to lane.
The game even starts. Before the game even starts, he's sitting with 10 souls, if you do it properly. Otherwise, you'll get about a 5 or 6, but it's still like, extra right click damage. But I guess Timber is the better pickup here. I mean, it can survive. It's pretty tanky. The reactor armor makes him exceptionally good with regen. And, he does well against melee heroes, which the majority of the side of energy sports is melee. So, I mean, Timber is a nasty hero to play against if you're a melee hero. It really, really is. Like, we've seen Timbers get picked up against an axe and just completely destroys it. So, I mean, with the whirling death into the Timber chain, then eventually the chakram, melee heroes don't do well against the Timber Snow. So definitely a very good pickup here, since there are 4 melees. But it's just, I want to watch my eye on this mid lane here, because it's very interesting to see this matchup constantly, because it's never a guaranteed win.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the pause is out, so let's go ahead and just do the introductions. Welcome back, guys. This is game number 2, WRG versus Energy Esports. WRG already 1 game up so far, undefeated, undisputed in the DGL Masters rounds thus far. We will see what does transpire in this first part of the leg. But the game is paused at the moment. Playing on the side of the Radiant this time round will be Energy. We have got the Chosen One going to be playing our Ember Spirit, Chelsea on our next. We have got the Courier that is just going to be nameless, sitting in the middle of all of them. We've got Plick going to be playing the Zombie Mummy. Momo going to be playing our core Jugger, and last but not least going to be Strike on the Disruptor. And before I ask you to do the introductions for the Dire, just tell me, is my eyes correct in seeing that Plick is TPing to the fountain again, or is that just a graphics mistake on my screen?
I think that is a misclick. His TP's on a 70-second cooldown, so he's definitely TPing in.
Well, let's just stay here for a second before we do the introductions.
I think he might have double clicked the TP, trying to buy items.
Do you know how many times I've done that?
It does happen yeah, there we go. It does happen sometimes, so it's a bit of a waste of a TP. I think the worst one is when you try to give a ward away and someone's inventory is full and you end up placing the ward on the floor. It's like, okay, I've got great vision of our base, guys. We're good.
Just in case there's a nature's prophet that wants to come in and TP into our base. Don't worry, I got it covered.
Hello.
Alright,
Okay.
but take us through the introductions here for the side of WRG before things start getting heated up once again.
Well, for the side of WRG, we're going to have Chadawi on the Timbersaw going. Looks like he's going into the safe lane. So he's going to be safe lane solo Timbersaw, which is pretty interesting. I suppose it's a bit better for him to escape. There's more trees to work with here. Then we will have the Santo playing that Weaver. Schlinks on your cuddly little Crystal Maiden. We'll have Whelp playing the Earth Spirit. And then last but not least, we're going to have Castaway on the mid SF, or Shadow Fiend.
Well, that's going to round it out for the draft this evening. Let's see if we can get it to game number 3. I'm really interested to see how this draft actually pans out here for the side of Energy. Not often we see a mummy, not often that we see this specific kind of combo with the Disruptor, the Nyx. I mean, specifically looking, I mean, let's just maybe look at a little bit of ideas here. What kind of items we're going to expect to see up on the mummy?
Well, generally you like the mech, the GG boots, you know, the pipe, you know, all the team aura items, that type of thing. It's maybe even the Crimson Guard, early Crimson Guard against the Weaver, the SF could be a good idea. But he's going to struggle for farm here since he is in a tri-lane. And if you don't make early kills with Undying, it's not really worth it. In the late stages of the game, even actually in the early game now with the SF pickup, his Tombstone is going to have to be in a very good positioning because they're going to be able to deal with his Tombstone pretty effectively. Santo getting a bit of harassment here in the form of the Disruptor and, of course, the Undying. Ooh. Oh, no, he actually might go down here. Hasn't got Sakuchi. Yeah.
Oh, and the decays do come through. They get that spin-off. I was actually concentrating a little bit on mid lane. We did have the Earth Spirit just rotating mid, helping out Castaway a little bit there on the SF. Just trying to see.
It's just harassing. Yeah, I mean, Plick got like 1 or 2 decays. Strike got a nice Thunder Strike. That's no pun intended there, guys. Then he tried to Sakuchi out, but he Sakuchi'd back into their territory. He didn't Sakuchi back to his tower, which was pretty interesting, and he didn't have Sakuchi cooldown at level 1 is 12 seconds, so it's quite a while to wait for that again.
Well, we do.
Pick off onto the mid.
Oh, they're trying to maybe see if they can pick up the kill on Castaway. Castaway is actually salving up. Not going to happen. Still throwing down the DKs. I mean, his HP pull at the moment is like 290. I mean, he's got no more mana to actually cast it down. But Ember, chosen one, trying to see maybe he can do a little bit of magic here. It does actually have the Searing Chains and Flame Guard. Hasn't actually put anything into Sleight of Fist just yet. So Castaway sitting level 3 as opposed to his opposite. Okay, he's just received his level 3 now as well. 2 into Flame Guard as well. So, I mean, mid's not doing too bad for both players here.
Yeah, not doing bad at all, but I mean, Chadawi having a ball of a time against this Chelsea in the safe lane. Well, safe lane, off lane. I mean, like I said, he does very, very well against melee heroes. He's going to have to maybe time his spells a bit much, but Chelsea not going for the Spike Carapace just yet, so he's not going to be able to evade much from Chadawi at the moment. So he's going to get, you know, harassed to Holland back. Chadawi now going for a 2nd level in reactive armor as well. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very hard for him to make anything happen here. But Schlink's down a spot of trouble. Very, very, very slow on his feet.
Oh, the spin is going to come out. Maybe he's going to try and close it out. He does get frostbited out. One right click to finish off the deal. And brings down our cuddly Crystal Maiden, and she does go down. I wonder if I kiss her, if she'll come back alive. Oh, but no, here comes another boulder smash. No. Gets caught out here.
Well, didn't land that one. A little bit too far for him to catch up to the Plick, who has now got Pray for Santa on his name.
You know what I love about our community is how fun we are. We are a fun community. We love one another. We think about one another. We even decide to rename ourselves to one another. And we've got so much concern for each of us. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is definitely beautiful. But At the same time, we do have some very toxic people in our community, and we try just ignore them. But yeah, I mean, the majority of us, the people that we know, we love and care about each other very much, and we like to joke around. I mean, the gamers love joking, so I mean, it is really funny sometimes.
Why not?
but
The internet
that's the
protects us. The internet protects us.
Oh,
But
Plick is mid as well as Chosen One. They
Look at
haven't
this.
seen Whelp just
Oh, look at that! Plick saving out Chosen One before he gets caught out, and he does go down. I mean, that was probably the best death I've seen.
was
Whelp.
weird. That was Whelp kind of just sacrificed
foresight.
suiciding. He's just like suiciding himself there.
It was like a trick, guys. A trick. I want to get frisky. He didn't realize he was getting frisky with Plick.
I don't know if he actually knew that Plick TP'd in there. I'm not sure if he had vision of that, but if he did, that was really silly.
No, I think it would have actually been hidden out by the trees, so he actually probably didn't know.
Oh, Santo getting absolutely harassed Hullen back in this lane over here. It's kind of weird. I would have rather put Santo in the safe lane and have the Timber face the tri lane. Would have been a lot easier for Santo to escalate in his farm, since it is a Weaver.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, maybe because he wants to actually go up against the next one, maybe a little bit easier.
But then why not change lanes? This is what I'm worried now. Like, look at this. Now he hasn't got his Scoochie up again. But why run that way? This is the second time he's
If
done
he
it.
runs the other way, he's going to run into to Momo, and then he's just going to get taken out. I suppose he did still get taken down.
No. The thing is, like, if he runs back to his tower, he's got a better chance of surviving than running into their tower. It didn't make any sense. He did that the last time as well. He ran into the side shop with Sakuchi, but he ran almost all the way to their tower as well.
Overthinking the Duke, maybe?
I don't know, but it doesn't seem like the play.
Ooh, Chosen One. Yes!
Those raises by Buddy doing some huge damage over here. And just a little honorable mention, we do have 30 souls up onto this SF now, so he is right-clicking like a truck.
Funny to see. I don't see any infused raindrops into Chosen One. I think that is an absolute necessity going up against an SF.
Yeah, but again, he's got the Flame Guard, so I mean, when his Flame Guard is there, he can tank a lot of damage magical damage here. But Castaway.
Oh, look at this wraparound if they catch him.
He's gonna get surrounded here.
Oh, they may even get a courier. They may even get the courier. Oh, the courier's coming past. They're going to find him. No, the courier gets brought back under the tower. And Castaway gets brought back. Trying to go ham here. Castaway running in. Maybe trying to find Strike. But no, there comes the stun. And he is going to go down. Courier's going to make it back to base as well. They don't even spot that out. Their bigger targets on bringing down the SF. So,
hey,
I mean,
Sandberg gets himself a nice 100 gold from the tombstone, was able to right-click it down. So not all lost, but it's kind of weird. Like, yes, you maybe get the kill on the Disruptor, but you really want to sacrifice yourself as the mid when you're doing so well for a Disruptor kill. Like, he was actually home free. They saved him. They came mid, they saved Castaway, and he just ran back into trouble. I don't know. It didn't seem right.
I mean, maybe you're thinking when you're like 25 minutes in, you got your Shadow Blade, you've got all your goodies, you've got those big items, and you can just run in, wreck people, and forgetting that it's only 7 minutes in. Castaway, all you got is a Wraith Band and a pair of boots. You don't have too much, and in the meantime, losing out Whelp in the bot lane. Momo cleaning him out, does use Omni Slash as well. So paying for his sins, trying to make something happen, and doesn't get anything for it.
Yeah, definitely not. But I mean, Chadawi, on the other side of the coin, Chadawi's doing really, really well here, sitting on the top of the CS charts. So outright winning this lane against Chelsea, but that's to be expected. It's a Timbersaw versus a melee hero. I mean, the only one that can really maybe go toe-to-toe with the Timber is possibly the Tidehunter. But again, he's gonna get a bit cocky here, he's well out of position all the way behind the tier 1 tower. Maybe not going to get out of this.
Oh, well, Glimpse is not available for Strike. He hasn't got mana. Okay, he just obviously was tapping that thing so fast. He does actually get Glimpse back now. Chadawi trying to loop around the trees here. Momo's still in hot pursuit here. And he's going to be able to walk it off. I mean, what's it on at the moment? Full 4 stacks in it.
Yeah, but just look at this. Look at it. Like, he was down to maybe 150 HP and, like, kites the team around. Luckily, he had Mana Boots and Soul Ring. Plus, he's got a Mango there as well if he really needed it. But Like, he was on no HP. I thought that glimpse would have killed him for sure, once the glimpse did come out. But by that time, he's already at half HP already. Like, all the nuke damage in the world, he just regens so damn fast. I thought that Jadawi was actually going to go down there. But yeah, reactive armor too strong.
Yeah, that's what makes him one of the stronger offlaners. Like you said, Ty can probably also do decently well against him. The fact that the Nyx is not doing as well, I don't think he's still doing terribly. He's just under what Santo is doing in terms of last hits. Although we do have Tim Saul just absolutely dominating that. He's in fact dominating the entire CS chart, even up with his colleague on the SF. I mean, still doing some freaking good work.
And if you look at the net worth, I mean, at 9 minutes in, he's sitting at 4K net worth on Jadawi. To follow him is the SF and the Juggernaut sitting at 3.6 and 3.6. So SF and Juggernaut pretty evenly matched up here according to net worth. But surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly, but I'm surprised it's this low. We have the Ember Spirit sitting at 2.7k net worth. So not having the best of times, but same can be said for the Weaver. The Weaver's only sitting just breaking the 2k mark as when it comes to the net worth charts. But going for the Medallion of Courage first. So interesting. Haven't seen this build on a Weaver in quite some time. With the Medallion of Courage and the Swarm, you generally pick up like the Venge or whatever to build the Medallion of Courage for the Weaver, but interesting to see that he's got it. I mean, other heroes that we see build Medallion of Courage pretty early, to be like the Visage, the Lycan, who's now back in Captain's mode. So pretty interesting that we haven't seen his face as of yet, but very standard builds for those types of heroes. On the Weaver, very old school. I haven't seen this in a while, but it does work. A fast Medallion of Courage does do a lot of work towards taking down your enemy, and of course with the max necromancy, Presence of the Dark Lord will be there fairly shortly. He is sitting at level 8, almost at level 9, so I do think he'll be skilling that next, maybe even his ulti. But once that aura comes online with the Medallion of Courage from the Weaver and the Swarm, it could be a pretty devastating right click. I mean, your hero is just going to basically melt. But it's nice to see it. It's nice to see something we don't see often. I mean, for once, We
Yeah,
always
it's
see the
it's
same
something.
builds, the same things.
I mean, at this time, what you normally have maybe like a Blightstone, just a Blightstone in the inventory, then building into your like Lincolns, Dragonlance, maybe even to the Deso. Seeing the Medallion does change things up, makes you think about it. I mean, even if it gets to the point where one of your enemy heroes want to pick up a Lincolns, it's always an option to actually then just break it out using the Medallion as well. So it gives you different options.
No, it definitely gives you different options.
Will he
But like
complete
Weaver-
it out? Will he complete it out and actually get the Solar Crest? Or will he just leave it at the Medallion?
Like, Solar Crest is just too good not to complete. Maybe not initially, since he still needs a magic stick. He's got very little stats. Maybe a completed boot, some strength trades or something to that effect. But I think he definitely now needs to focus on getting some type of stats. So definitely finish off with a magic stick. It does save lives. And, small little items like Aquila, magic sticks, that type of thing really makes a huge difference, especially in the early game. But because you can't level stats anymore, it's even bigger items to pick up, and it's really cheap, really good items to have early game. It still annoys me when like Jugs don't pick up like the magic sticks and Aquilas, and then spin and don't have enough mana to ulti afterwards. It's like they don't have enough mana to combo. So I mean, I think he definitely needs to focus on a little bit of more stats at the moment just to survive, because he's sitting on 700 HP and he's a pretty easy pick off.
Well,
Even with the time lapse.
Looking in the mid lane, or Shrinks almost gets pulled out there. He drops the sentry just in time, just to spot it. Immediately gets dewarded. I think if Chelsea could have actually gone in there, they could have actually brought down the Cuddly Maiden. Doesn't actually happen. So they're going to drop another sentry, remove the 2 wards that were sitting there. And easy warding for the Crystal Maiden. I think even Castaway got the wards kill, and I think that's just uncool as a support. You're like, I spent 100 buckaroonies on that sentry at least.
200 buckaroonies, that's 2 centuries.
Yeah. Please let me just take the kill on your obs ward, please. But it's super important to actually get the kills on the SF, those big cores in the early parts of the game.
No, I suppose, I mean, he still gets the last hit essentially, and he escalates him quite a bit as well. He's not too far off from his Dragon Lance, which he should be having fairly shortly. Got a haste rune to boot now. Has leveled up his ulti. So, I mean, maybe he can get a nice little pick off onto somebody here.
Well, in the bot lane, just having a look at what's happening here. We have Whelps on the sideline. Momo TP's in. Chajawa, he's actually trying to cut this lane a little bit here. We do have Strike in the vicinity. He actually misses his Timber Chain. Not going to be able to get out of there. Thunder Strike, he's going to spin it. Now, Whelp trying to see if he can actually help out his teammate. He comes in. Going to try and get that boulder off. It's not going to happen. And now Castaway rocks up to the party. Double raise landing on both. He's going to chase under the tower. The kinetic field being popped out. Momo in a little bit of trouble. There comes the chainsaw. He does bring down the disruptor. Now Jughead in a little bit of trouble. Boulder smash. Going to be good. And does eventually go down to the ES as well. And nice rotations. Picking up the anti-rotations. So the guys...
Unfortunately, the healing ward just didn't do quite enough there. I mean, he was regenerating nicely, but unfortunately, one last right click from that asset just did it. But I must say, I like Chidawi's play there. Like, he missed the first Timber Chain, right? And then he was, you know, like when Pudges, or they kind of like spam hook, but they don't actually throw the hook, they wait for the right moment.
Yeah.
So he was like, and then Disruptor glimpsed me. He's like, okay, cool, now I can Timber Chain up. He's like waiting for the glimpse before he Timber
He's like taunting him. He's like taunting. And but he did throw it out. He missed the first latch, but he was able to get the second latch, and it actually brought down the Disruptor eventually as well. So, regardless, it turned out in their favor.
No, definitely. The rotations coming out from Whelp and, of course, Castaway did turn that around quite a bit as well. But now Whelp in a bit of trouble here. He's not going to be able to get out of this. Odu making short work of him with the help of, like, obviously, with the decay stacks.
Oh, but Santo, he could be in a little bit of trouble. Chelsea's actually got Vendetta up. Santo smelling a rat in the bush. Actually, Sakucha's quite a distance away from Chelsea. He's trying to see if he can find something. You know what I really love about Crystal Maidens as well is that if your lanes are doing decently well and you don't actually need it in the lane, it's so easy just to jump into the jungle and start escalating your farm a little bit quicker. But here we go. We got Chosen One trying to make a play onto SF. Now comes out the big ulti. Chainsaw coming in. Stake Storm brought down. Castaway hits the deck. Chosen One looking like he's in a bit of trouble. Santo trying to work him down. They do lose Strike as well. And Santo, he picked up his reward.
It's also that, like, Schlink's ulti didn't really touch anyone there. He kept throwing it, right? But even with the Crystal Maiden ulti missing quite a bit, yeah, sure, the initial slow landed on 2 or 3 of them. It did help a little bit. But, I mean, even with the Crystal Maiden ulti not really accomplishing much there, they were still able to get 4 heroes. I mean, yes, they were quite deep. They were all the way behind the tier 1 tower there. So not the best place to fight if you're going to take on a team fight. But just, it's a little bit unfortunate. But now Strike.
Well, the long distance trainer Rooney coming out from Dowie. I don't know if you caught that.
I caught that.
But I mean, that's classy Dota there, right? That's classy Dota for you right there and then. I mean, he's got he's got 15 charges on his Bloodstone at the moment. I mean, what is the average timing on a Bloodstone? What timing should we start seeing a Bloodstone being bought, purchased?
I would say about 15 to 17 minutes is probably around the average timing for between the 4.5 to 5k mark. So getting it at, what did he have it at, like about 12 minutes in? That's very fast Bloodstone, but he did rush it. He didn't really get anything else but that. Yes, he got brown boots. He got the brown boots and obviously the Stout Shield and Curling Blade, but I mean, it's a pretty fast timing for a Bloodstone. He's still got 900 gold to back himself up, so he's going to go for the Hood of Defiance next, possibly into the pipe for his team as well. So it's just, yeah, it's a very fast Bloodstone. Not like, crazy fast, but definitely not the average timing for a Bloodstone.
Yeah, and that is a solo safe lane core. Well, they just clean up the neutral. Easy peasy. I think they're pretty happy with that. They do have some decent obs wards, so they can see what's actually happening. top lane, it looks like it's a little bit calm. Do you have Santa in the vicinity? Looks like he's just going to actually Sakuchi's herself out. Doesn't look like they actually want to defend that tier 1 top. They're going to trade. I think taking this trade is really good. I mean, a tier
2 for tier 1, yeah.
any day of the week. But Plick, he's going to take a chunk of damage. Goes down. Now the TP's come in. Here comes the Jugger. He wants to... Again, I thought he was going to do something. We do have a disconnect. Shout out to Panda737. And it looks like he's dead for a while. So no shenanigans there. And WRG going to actually take down this tier 2 tower. At least putting quite a bit of chip damage onto it. In the meantime, top lane, they have actually lifted out their tier 1.
It's a little bit unfortunate though. He did go down while he was DCing. It wasn't an obvious DC, but he did go down. But unfortunate, he could have maybe tossed some spells, maybe saved his life. But I think he was pretty much done for. I mean, he had 4 heroes on him, as well as a very farm Shadawi. But he did, just one thing to notice is that he does have that Windlace, he does have infused raindrops. He's got a level 3 soul rip and 17 stick charges. So he possibly could have gotten out of there just by the sheer regen that he does have. I mean, 17 1 charges, level 3 soul rip, which would heal him for quite a bit because there was a lot of creeps plus 4 heroes. Plus he had TPs coming in. So just unfortunate that he did DC while he was getting gone on, because I think he maybe could have survived that. Or at least when the TPs came through, I think they would have backed the hell out of dodge.
I mean, maybe even drop the tomb just to kind of put a little bit of defense. Keep the side of WRG focused on the tier 2. Try not to get them to rotate to the tier 1 top. They don't want them to defend this. They've got the Disruptor. They've got the Ember Spirit here in the top lane. So Strike and C1, the Chosen One, they're going to try and bring down this tier 1.
It's just unfortunate because, like I said, I think he could have maybe survived that, especially with the 17 1 charges, the level 3 soul rip plus the flesh golem that he could have decided to use, tombstone, and then he had like three TPs coming in as well. So definitely don't think he would have gone down there if he used all of those.
I've just noticed
it happens.
I've just noticed something that Santo's buying. Are we playing a 4-round-1 around the SF? I mean, Santo, he's picking up the Ags. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the Ags upgrade on the Weaver, you pretty much can cast time-lapse onto any one of your allied players. Anyone.
Yeah, it's very strong. It's very strong. Plus, it gives the Weaver the much-needed stats I was talking about earlier. He's got very little HP at the moment. He does need some kind of stat item. But yeah, definitely a very good item to pick up since he was the offlane. Considering that, he did go down once or twice. I think it was twice that he went down. Considering that he went down twice, his farm is actually pretty decent. He's sitting at very low on the net worth chart, but surprisingly enough, it's actually, he's sitting 100 gold off the net worth of the Ember Spirit, who went mid for the side of energy. So almost on par with the mid for energy as the offlane Weaver who died twice. So decent farm on him at least, but definitely I think it's going to revolve around Castaway carrying the game quite a bit, and also the Timbersaw, who's been doing exceptionally well. But that's the one thing about Weaver late game, he can transition into that carry if he really, really wants to. But definitely having that Aghanim sets up, he can save Castaway, he can save Timber. Timber can also decide to deny himself for the Bloodstone to regen his team up in a team fight if he really wants to do it. So we'll have to see what goes on here. But there's a lot of options for them right now. A lot of options. And thank goodness Crystal Nova has finally been skilled. Schlinks. It's been annoying me forever.
I mean, if we still had skill builds, I mean, I would still be putting points into ability. I hate being without mana on a Crystal Maiden. I know one of her abilities is to actually regen mana, but I mean,
you need
Crystal
stats. You need
yeah.
stats.
Like generally when I play a Crystal Maiden, if I'm really not farmed, then I cast a Frostbite, and then I throw one Crystal Nova, and I want to ulti. Sorry, Jabba, no ulti for you, pal. Wait about 10 seconds until we regen enough mana to actually cast your ulti, and by that time all the fun's over, and then I don't get my rampages, because obviously as a CM I get my rampages.
You just need some decent stats and some mana regen items as well. But you know, she's got the magic stick as well, the tranquil boot, so it's giving her quite a bit. And a little wind lace over there for some extra movement speeds, and she's got very poor movement speed. But yeah, I like the frostbite. I like to kind of skill them evenly. So I would go for obviously frostbite level 1. You just
You
never
seem like you're someone that likes to sit on the fence. Like you don't really know which one is the better one. I think you should just go
No, I do.
frostbite
No,
permanently. Boom.
No. I go for frostbite, right? Then it depends what I'm doing. If I'm jungling, I'll go for the aura. If I'm not jungling, I'll go for Crystal Nova next. And then after that, when I've got one skill in both, I will max the arcane aura until I'm level 6. And then I go for one more point in frostbite, and then I kind of level up Crystal Nova, frostbite, Crystal Nova, frostbite, Crystal Nova, frostbite, you know, just to have them. But again, it depends what you're up against. If you're up against like the Ember Spirit, who's very sensitive to root, a Mirana, a anti-mage, anything that blinks, frostbite's definitely the one to go for leveling up wise. But having that value point in Nova, Crystal Nova is still valuable because it slows the enemy team. I mean, at level 1, it's a 20% movement slow, which is huge. If you need to catch up to people, it is huge. 20% movement slow, 20 attack slow. The duration is 4.5 seconds, which is pretty massive. And it's a decent 100 damage at level 1. So it's definitely like a thing, you know? So I would go for frostbite, Crystal Nova, max my aura, then level 6. Then frostbite again, Crystal Nova, frostbite, Crystal Nova, frostbite. You know, that's like
Maybe you've made me a believer. Maybe. I doubt it, but
Are you a
maybe.
believer, Jeff?
Maybe.
No, but honestly, that's honestly how I level up Crystal Maiden. But again,
This
it
is what I
depends
believe
who
in.
I'm up against. If I'm up against an Ember and Anti-Mage, that type of silliness, I'll level up Frostbite before the Crystal Nova. But I always have the skill points in Crystal Nova just because it's so good. It is so good. People underestimate that skill. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'll
I'll investigate. I'll investigate it when I'm choosing my plus 60 damage on a Crystal Maiden. I'll think about it. I mean, look at that plus 60 damage. But I want to jump onto Castaway. Yeah, he's got the quick bar lined up for the blink. SFs with the blink really good, but do you think in this kind of lineup maybe you should go for something that Shadow Blade kind of vibe, something to get away from the Nyx if he decides to open up onto the SF, or do you like the blink?
I like the blink. I do like the blink. Also, the fact is that they've got no real hardcore passives. Like you don't have a PA, that type of thing, or a life stealer or something like that you need to cancel out. You know, the feast or you know the evasion, that type of thing. So Silver Edge build, not really an issue here. Plus having the blink on the SF gives him nice initiation as well, or catch if he needs to catch up to someone. But I do like the blink dagger. It's a risky against you know, an Ember, Disruptor, these types of heroes, but his team is doing exceptionally well. They've got a lot of disengage. They've got Mr. Forehead, aka Whelpit, to silence someone or you know stun or disable if Castaway gets in trouble. They've also got the Crystal Maiden as well, who's inevitably going to pick up that Glimmer Cape, so she can always Glimmer Cape him out of trouble if they need to do that. Plus, then they've also got the Timber Sword to just completely cause havoc. So I think a lot of space. There's a lot of space for Castaway to kind of basically do whatever the hell he wants to do, if you put it that way.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I was getting distracted about what's transpiring along the screen here. So, like you say, you defend the Castaway, you protect the Castaway. He's got the supports to actually make that happen. So if he engages into a sticky situation, hopefully supports can get him out of it. I mean, essentially that's what the supports are there for, to actually make happen. But I mean, what I'm super worried about is Chelsea popping out that Carapace, and before you know it, Castaway stunned out. You've got the Earth Spirit that's going to be stunned out just because of the Carapace coming out from the Nyx.
737, is that you? Oh wow, okay, okay. Sorry guys, I had to laugh at that one. Like I said, he's got the heroes that like initiate and completely destroy and cause havoc on a team fight. So Castaway can always just blink in afterwards and throw down his ulti and do whatever, because it looks like
Carapace.
Tadawi is always the one jumping in first.
Well,
You know,
easy,
It's
easy tombstone.
easy tombstone. Yeah.
Easy tombstone. They jump in, Shadawi jumps in, but the Carabas gets popped out. Hold Shadawi for a moment, not being good enough. And Schlinks on the CM, right click is too strong. In the meantime, top lane, we do lose Cento on the Weaver, getting brought down. What was actually used? Okay, so they had to actually use expend.
Static Storm.
Yeah, they had to
used
expend
everything
quite a
on him.
bit there. But I mean, they brought down the
even
core.
used the Fire Remnants. I mean, they used everything on him, but yeah, Chadawi trying to TP in there, but yeah, getting glimpsed all the way back to where he came from. But like, they took the tier 2, and they couldn't even take down the tier 1. Yeah,
Well, they did get Cento for it. They did get Cento for it. It's
yeah,
a
they
big
did get
prize.
Sansa.
They can always turn back to it, but well, just balling in to steal the bounty now. Bot lane, they get the silence off onto Plick. They're trying to chase him down. Chelsea, there comes out the Magnetize, gonna get carapaced up again. Chakram getting thrown out. Plick, he's in a little bit of damage. Boulder Smash trying to be followed out, but the stun is going to be good. Momo rocks up to the party, gets the Omni Slash off, brings down Whelp. They're trying to bring down Shadrawi, gets the chainsaw off. Now Chosen One, very low HP there on the Ember Spirit, and Schlinks, he wants a bit of the part of the action, gets rooted out, or roots out. Strike, he's now got to run for his life. Chelsea.
Regen of Chadawi.
That glimpse is too beautiful. And, I mean, this is one of the strengths of the Disruptor. When you disengage, you never truly disengage with the Disruptor on the field. You're trying to get away, and before you know it, we're not over. So, I mean, Dota considers Disruptor a very good initiator. Hey, but hang on. He's also a really good disengager.
Yeah, they didn't get the prize. They didn't get the prize that they were hoping for, which was Chadawi, but they did get a nice little pick off onto the Crystal Maiden, who did come to Chadawi's aid. But I mean, he's now at full HP. Crystal Maiden's alive, so he's going to be regenning all his mana back with the Bloodstone and the Crystal Maiden aura. So Chadawi is basically, you know...
his own fountain. He's really his own fountain. 17 Bloodstone charges. He's pretty happy. He's got his BOTs in the quick buy, so he wants to build towards that very soon. Schlinks. Look at this. He's setting up a trap here. Guys,
It's a trap!
be very, very quiet because he's setting up a trap. The ping comes out. Shrinks is like, guys, I'm trapped. If they drop a sentry here, I am so poked. Okay, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Looking at
He's casually using his shadow amulets and, you know, just waiting. He's waiting. Oh no. Oh no. Ah.
Oh, the Remnant's too good. Gets out of there now. Schlinks, he actually dropped the sentry. Plick, getting chased away from the Cuddly Crystal Maiden. Respecting the fact that she does still have the ulti online, but Plick gonna be... Yeah. Cast away under the Static Storm. Momo trying to right-click him down. There comes the Spinner. And trying to chase him out. There comes the Magnetize. Actually been silenced up. Requiem gonna be good. Here come the Razors to follow up. Is it gonna be enough? Double or kill for Castaway, kill for Santo. Bringing down 2, and even Whelp picking up the last kill there on the Jugger. Strike taking a chunk of damage here from the Magnetize. And the Glimpse just trying to hold him at bay. Not gonna be good enough. Plick running for his life as if he was in the Cape Town flats. And his name was Ryan Reynolds. Now chasing down. Even Joey's trying to chase under the tower. Actually going to shrine up. Castaway getting involved. Blinks in under the tower. Gets that kill as well. So essentially, what's that? A 5-man team wipe for 0 losses. And that was without Schlinks even being present. I mean, he was doing his own shenanigans in the mid. I mean, that's what the Crystal Maiden was doing. He was split pushing. Crystal Maiden was split pushing.
He was in the D-Ward war with Pluck, so Pluck won that engagement, by the way, but unfortunately losing his life when trying to come all the way back to save his team. But I must say, Whelp doing a fantastic job on that Earth Spirit tonight. So that Magnetize, the silence, I mean, the stuns is all coming out from him, and he's landing his spells perfectly. I mean, that his ulti did so much damage in conjunction with Castaways as well.
Oh, well, here comes the next. Going to try and find out Santo. Time-lapse it off, but there comes the chain. Now the big freezing field being dropped down here by Schlinks. Boulder getting out. T-Peak is trying to be done by Mr. Whelp. Not going to happen. Going to get glimpsed back. Now Chosen One trying to make some action. Brings down Castaway. Can he actually survive it out? Another time lapse coming out here for Santo. I mean, the cooldown on that is ridiculous. They do lose Schlinks as well. So before you know it, this could also turn into a massive disaster here for the side of WRG. No mana left on the side for Shadrawi. He's taking a chunk of damage. Is he going to go down the chain? He's not going to be good enough. And he goes down as well. But Bloodstone charges too good. He's back alive, TP'd bot, and ready for action.
And it's really unfortunate Santo wasn't really in that engagement, not being able to get anyone out of there. He did have the Aghanims and the time-lapse available, so he could have opted to time-lapse, he could have opted to time-lapse out of there. The Scepter cooldown is really disgustingly gross. So, I mean, if he could have maybe time-lapsed 1 or 2 people in that team fight, it could have made a big difference.
I mean, and having Castaway sitting under the Static Storm taking a chunk of damage, he may very well have. I don't know if I caught it, but he was under a lot of pressure under that Static Storm, but still going toe to toe. Actually, he's also got his Hurricane Pike up now as well, opting to now go for the Scully after this.
Yeah, good choice. Very good choice. Going to tank him up quite a bit. Plus, it's going to add some nice little slows to his attacks. So, yeah, very good item choice here. And I've got the Hurricane Pike and the Blink. So, very mobile SF. They've got a double damage rune to boot here. Maybe Rush is the play at the moment with that double damage rune.
Do you know what I like?
Get a pick off onto the jug here in the mid. I think this is maybe the way to go here.
Oh, here comes the jump. They're going to find Momo. The Static Storm is going to catch out 3. No follow-up coming here for the side of EN. And it's going to be a free kill here on Momo. I mean, you know what I do like about Castaway not going for the Shadow Blade as well? Is you've got Santo that's pretty much invis. And if you get a Shadow Blade on Castaway, it just gives them even more reason to
pick up a gem. Yeah.
To pick up a gem. So the fact that he's not actually itemizing towards that, I do like it.
I like the mobile SF. I really do like this mobile SF. The Blink Full Staff, Dragon Lance into Hurricane Pike, Blink Dagger into Skadi. It's going to make him very mobile and very tanky, very statsy SF. So it'll be very hard for them to do much about this. But time-lapsing the Timbersaw on full HP, that's interesting.
Oh, they maybe expected a little bit more damage coming out from the Chosen One. They're going to actually get 2 roots here onto Castaway and onto Shadawi. They're going to have the kinetic field, not going to actually be able to lock it down the Timbersaw. Something if you didn't realize is you cannot be held down by those links if you're a Timbersaw. Castaway trying to pop that Requiem, teasing out the players here for the side of Ian, but the call is to re-engage. Dawi getting involved there, silenced out, magnetized down. And Plick taking a chunk of damage. Castaway looking for the right target. Chirawi being the man motor in the front here. Santo removing those creeps, just trying to farm it down. Throws out the bugs. Chosen One getting off a Sleight of Fist. Gets the root off onto Whelp. Nice little smoke in the backlines here for the side of WRG. Strike actually having to glimmer cape himself up. Momo going to have to actually spin it out in case he gets caught up by that silence. Chelsea getting the stun off on 2. They don't know that Santo's there. Omnistash is going to catch them out. Is it going to be enough to bring down Whelp? It is. And now there comes a remnant out from the Ember Spirit. He's going to get, he may get Castaway here in the back lines. And very low HP here for Chosen One. Chelsea coming into the party. Gets Castaway on the backside of it. Santo, he's trying to get involved there now. Chainsaw going to keep Chadawi alive. And wow, that thing went a little bit hazardous here for the side of WRG Santo. I think maybe saving out the time lapse for Castaway could have been a little bit better. Chelsea?
He did.
Did he manage to...
He was time-lapse Castaway as soon as Odu dropped the
Omni
ulti on him. Yeah, the Omni Slash. But then unfortunately, you had Mr. Chosen One come and root him, and then basically yules up the Weaver while, going toe-to-toe with a very, very low SF, and he was being able to brought down Chosen One, almost dying to the bug and the right-click of the Weaver, was able to get to this mid-tower here, which they are pushing, go all the way out, Remnant to the creeps, and TP back to base. So he got out pretty efficiently, so well played to Chosen One here, but now huge things getting expended here for the Christian Maiden.
Well, and now with all those things expended, it's going to allow WRG to actually re-engage here. Strike, Kinetic fielding himself up here, trying to get up, but a good smash. Going to be one more right click coming out from Santo to bring him down. and the root's going to hold Chedraui in place for the moment. I mean, they had a decent engage, a lot expended on the Crystal Maiden, and when you realize how many ultis were actually used, they have to then...
only one. It was only Static Storm, but it's quite a big ulti for them.
And the
to use
and the
just for
Tombstone
Crystal
as
Maiden.
well. The Tombstone's
the
also really
Tombstone-
big.
Yeah, the Tombstone's up in another 30 seconds. They didn't use any other ultis to speak of right now, but this huge item here, mister, has got a Lotus Orb on 2. Who's got the Lotus Orb? Oh, the Timber
Chedraui.
himself. Okay, Chedraui himself has got the Lotus Orb. We do have the finished Solar Crest onto the Weaver as well now, as well as a Gem of True Sight. So, pretty interesting. It's going to give them... I suppose it does allow them to deward and basically, darken the map for energy esports. And they've got some decent vision, so they could potentially go rush here. They've got the full Solar Crest up, so there we go. Should be a fairly easy rush, and then maybe even a Rax.
Well, once they get this, it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for them. They have not yet taken down a tier 3 tower yet, so shrines are still going to be protected for the moment. They're definitely going to be looking at a lane of racks on the backside of this rush takedown. In the meantime, it looks like Chosen One in the top lane, going to try and get his split push off. He's actually have to opt to get himself the Yules, just to make sure that he doesn't get caught out by all the shenanigans that WRG actually throws at him. Maybe even something to actually stop the CM ulti, that's an option. Maybe hold Castaway in position, deal with Santo. I mean, the Yule Scepter is just like really a good item. But generally we see players actually picking up a Blade Mail on the Ember Spirit.
We could see that, but I mean, he's going to need to go for some type of damage item now here because he's kind of suffering with his build. I mean, he's gone for the classic Veil of Discord, TB Boots, Yule Scepter, that type of thing. So he's gone for like the magic nuke, Ember Spirit instead of the carry Ember Spirit. So he's going to have to now start building into damage so his Sleight of Fist can actually do something in a team fight. It's not doing all too much.
Well, it looks like he's actually got the quick bar up of the Maelstrom as well, so he's going to be probably...
It's going to escalate. Yeah, it's going to escalate his farm quite nicely as well, and it does deal quite a bit of damage. Lightning procs are pretty annoying, but Chedraui might get caught with his pants down here. He's a very hard hero to take down.
Well, Omnistash is going to be used. The Static Storm and the Ring is going to be good. They do bring down Chedraui. That is a chunk of Bloodstone charges being lost. He's now only sitting on 10 Bloodstone charges. That regen is going to be super slow and going to be having to catch those up. Is going to take a lot of work to catch up those charges once again.
Yeah, but I mean, they did expend a lot of ultis there just to kill off Chedraui. I mean, they expended the Omni Slash as well as the Static Storm and the Nyx Assassin ulti as well. So it's huge. They could now potentially just push down mid and do whatever the hell they want. Chedraui's back up. I mean, because he had so much Bloodstone charges, he didn't really have to, stay dead for all too long. So now they could just barrel down mid and take racks. We do have Aegis onto the SF as well as a BKB, so opting not to go for the Skadi first. Very good item choice here. He is getting rooted a lot by Chosen One's Searing Chains into Flame Guard, so taking a lot of damage from that. Plus there's a lot of stuns, the glimpses, all those lovely things. So BKB definitely a good option here for him. Yeah, they can definitely take racks now. I mean, Static Storm is going to be up again in about 10 seconds, so they have to worry a little bit about that, but it hasn't got an Aghanim Scepter attached to it, so Castaway can actually BKB through it. Omni Slash is going to be down for 30 seconds, but Odu's not even in the fight now, choosing to TP back, but I'm afraid that this Rax is gone.
Well, they have actually popped Glyph at the moment, so this could be very open racks if they do get a couple of kills. We do have the Jugger being silenced out. There comes out the silence from Whelp, going to catch out Plick, and they're actually just going to back off for the moment. They've got the Aegis still on hand, waiting for their creep wave to actually push in. They do have a decent amount of creep clear in terms of the Ember and what his Sleight of Fist can do. Momo trying to actually man-mode it, sitting here in the front, right-clicking down Chedraui. Is it going to be enough? They do bring down the Tomb. Now they're trying to see if they can find a tad more here. Very low mana pool here for Chedraui. Timbersaw without mana is not going to be any good. Momo, he's going to have to make a play here. Does have Omni Slash available. Going to wait to see. Strike waiting for that glimpse play now. Big Blinking coming out from Castaway. The Requiem waiting for that to charge up. Strike managing to glimmer cape out in the meantime in the backline. Schlinks altering up. There comes the Requiem. We do lose Chedraui. And now Castaway trying to do some magic over here. It gets time lapsed out by Santo in the backlines. But Chelsea trying to make a play. It's not going to be able to be good enough. And he may actually just be able to escape. Here comes out the Yules. Going to catch out Slinks. He goes down rather easily. And that's the reason why you have the Yules. But I mean, the quick fingers on Santo, keeping Castaway alive.
Yeah. No, very, very quick fingers, but it's also kind of expected since you've got the time lapse available every 16 seconds. But I mean, Castaway still has that ages to play around with.
I suppose when they lost Chadrawi, they knew that their frontliner was gone, and as soon as you lose your frontliner, you just become the next meal for the side of Energy. So they know they have to either get out or make a massive play.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't really focus down Castaway because, number one, he's got Aegis, and then when he respawns from his Aegis, he's just going to pop BKB. So you can't really take on the Castaway. So your next best target is to go for the Timbersaw, who's now sitting with only 6 Bloodstone charges. He knows something is there. Okay, so he's going to get caught out here again. All of Energy almost keeping onto poor Chadawi here. I think he is very, very dead.
Oh, wow. And then the TP coming in from Walp, not going to be good enough. Well, I mean, what a beautiful little play.
Yeah, unfortunately, the TP in from Walp just a second too late with the Boulder Smash. Maybe he would have gotten out because of that. Strike now on very low HP, just going to go down to 1 right click from the SF.
Stun from Chelsea, going to keep them in place. Tomb gets dropped again, just going to be a little bit of a distraction, but Aegis is down. It has actually timed out. That was that beautiful old chime in the backlines. They may actually be able to pick up Plick. They do. Walp actually managing to pick up the kill there for himself. So now 2 down for the side of Energy, 1 down for the side of WRG, but we're going to have the Timbersaw coming back to life pretty soon, so they could actually
Aegis has
look.
timed out, though.
Yeah.
Really significance.
Yeah, so
But
that's
do they
down.
have Glyph available this time around? They do not have Glyph available, so I think maybe let's get a Desolator onto the Weaver just so they can take towers a little bit faster.
I think they did. Didn't they have a Blightstone on one of the heroes? I'm sure. This is really good.
I didn't see it. I didn't see a Blightstone here. I still think the Weaver, well, Santo needs at least a Blightstone or some form of Desolator. Castaway is going for the tanky SF build, so he's not going to get Deso anytime soon, and they are struggling to take towers. So, yeah, I definitely think Desolator on the Weaver is the way to go at the moment. Maybe he's going to go for a BKB of his own, I don't know, but I feel like they need some tower damage. They don't really have that much tower damage. Yes, Castaway is doing quite a bit, but they are taking a while to take down these towers and Raxes. I think I feel like they need something.
So we put the Deso onto Santo. I mean, he's got enough to actually buy, well, in about 70 gold, enough to buy the 2 Mithril Hammers and then move to get the Bloodstone. So yeah, I completely agree. Generally, we do see Weavers going for that Deso. Obviously, opting to go for more of the support role, but Chadrawi getting caught out again. Double Remnant does have the Lotus Orb, going to be able to deny himself out this time around. I mean, this is a hunting squad if I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
This is like Kate Beckinsale with like guns strapped to her legs and taking down vampires and werewolves. I mean, this is what the Ian squad is busy doing.
I think they're just tired of Chadawi Timbersaw. They're like, let's just find this guy whenever we can and kill him.
And I mean, it's working really well. WRG is not pushing without him. I mean, they are sitting in the jungle farming and they just can't do anything. They keep Chadrawi down. It's just creating space for the side of Ian.
Well, I'm going to be interested to see what this Weaver's going to go for next. He just bought something, Oblivion Staff, so could that be an Orchid? Yep, it looks like he's going for the Orchid, so possibly, possibly going for that Bloodthorn, which is also a good pickup here. I still think they do need the Desolator, or some form of damage, even if it's like crit coming out from Castaway, you know, just some form of bigger damage item coming out from him. So they can take the towers.
I 100% agree with you, Chelsea. Trying to see if he can spot himself at a juicy little mortal. May actually find himself the Crystal Maiden. Actually doesn't find it now. Chadrawi getting a little bit of a return kill there. So getting a little bit of justice back, getting a little bit of payback. Vengeance is so sweet when you can actually get the return kill. But I mean,
the mummy's falling off though. It's now into the mid game here at 35 minutes. So Zombie's not going to be doing that much. He does have GG boots, so he's got a little bit to contribute to the team fight at the moment. But generally around the 35-minute mark, it's where the the mummy starts, kind of falling off unless he's got a million items to his name. But poor Schlinks goes down to Odu. Odu now stuck in between a rock and a hard place in between the enemy team here.
Oh, the glimpse getting broken out from the BKBSF. Now they're trying to see if they can find Momo. In the meantime, Whelp trying to do some work on the Ember. He does actually use himself up. He's going to keep himself alive for the moment. Going to be able to remnant out. Slider fist in. Chelsea getting a two-man stun. But there's the Omni Slash bringing down one. Is it enough to bring down two? It is. There comes out the Boulder Smash getting Whelp's ass out of there. And only Castaway and Whelp being able to escape. Momo getting that a beautiful Omni Slash off on two. The double stun coming out from Chelsea. I mean, this is a energy team to be reckoned with.
I thought Odu was in a spot of trouble here. Hold on. Oh no, Whelp getting caught out here. Immediately getting used up.
Oh, Carapace is going to be good. And Chosen One, unstoppable. Unstoppable means that when you see a robot, you stop. And Chosen One is not doing that.
I do like his item choice, the Octarine Core. Something we don't see often, but that lifesteal works absolutely wonders. And the cooldown reduction on his Slider Fist and the cooldown reduction on his spells is really helping him out here in team fights. But it does seem
Let
like
alone the magic steal.
We have lost the click again. Bad internets.
Sure.
Yeah, I was really worried though for a moment for energy because yes, they got the pick off on the Crystal Maiden with Odu over there. But, I mean, he was literally, like, right in between every hero from WRG. So, like, they did drop the Static Storm, Castaway BKB out of it. I thought, like, okay, now this fight's over. It's gonna, like, energy gonna go down. The Rax is gonna get taken, all those wonderful things. And it just didn't happen. I mean, they brought it back with some amazing spells. I mean, the stuns coming out from Chelsea were absolutely amazing. Chosen One obviously doing an inordinate amount of damage, and thanks to his Octarine Core, the cooldown reduction is pretty low. And then obviously the Omni Slash being safe, not being used on the Crystal Maiden, but being safe for the team fight as well. So, yeah, beautiful re-engagement. And the fact that, like, Odu could get in there, pick off the Crystal Maiden, and get out from, 4 heroes from the side of WRG, just shows you, like, being sneaky sometimes works. Not always, but sometimes.
Sometimes it does end up paying off.
Well, he's got almost 6k gold in his stash at the moment. He's got 4,200 surplus, which means he can spend basically 4,000 gold right now and still have buyback. So, I mean, it looks like he is building into that Abyssal Blade. It is sitting in his stash, but Rosh is going to be the call. But I think one of the most significant things is that Strike also picked up the gem. So they did lose the gem on the Weaver, which is quite unfortunate.
Well, before there's a team fight that breaks out, let's take a look at our graphs really quickly, because this is a story in itself. So I am going to reveal the net worth graphs to you. Don't get a fright, guys.
Oh no.
Boom! 0 at the almost 40-minute mark. Like, that is pretty much unheard of. Looking at the experience graph, we are now sitting in an excess of 10,000 XP earned in favor of energy.
It looks like Chidawi was at the top of the network graph for like pretty much almost the entire game up until the last, I would say 15-20 minutes. And then we've got the Juggernauts sitting on top of the net worth. I mean, Castaway and Chidawi were always on top of the net worth, and now all of a sudden they're sitting on the 4th and 3rd place. So I mean, we've got a transition where, Odu and Chosen One are now sitting on top of net worth. So it's swung quite a bit in energy's favor. They've just been defending exceptionally well.
And really picking off Chidawi though. I mean, absolutely just finding him. He's trying to split push, trying to get things done, trying to make plays around the map, and he just gets caught out every single time. I mean, his Bloodstone charges are sitting at 2. I mean, that is like almost 0 value.
0 regen. What is
Well,
his current
he's-
regen? Okay, plus 16. 16.7.
No, he's still got reactive armor, so he's still got decent regen. And the Crystal Maiden Arcane Aura still gives him 3 mana regeneration per second. So, well, you know, per minute, whatever it is. But like, it's still significant. He still has quite a lot of regen to his name. What is going to help though? Unfortunately, he can't get it because then he won't have buyback. He's only got 800 surplus, so he has to keep it for buyback. But he's going to go for that AC, which is going to help out his team quite a bit. But I do feel like Castaway and especially Sansa right now lack damage, and that's a lot of their problems at the moment. You're not having a Desolator up on the Weaver, not having a damage item up on the SF like a Butterfly or Daedalus, you know.
He's gone for
Something to
Orchid,
that
so
effect.
do you think they're trying to deal with the Jugger Omni, or do you think they're trying to deal with the Ember Spirit, the Orchid?
I
What's the
think-
priority?
I think the Ember Spirit's a priority because, you know, the Juggernaut has Manta, so Orchid is kind of wasted on the Jug at the moment, unless he's, you know, used Manta already, and then you can Orchid him. Otherwise, he's just going to Manta out of Orchid every single time. But probably the Disruptor is the prime target as well.
Your
for
Santa
Orchid.
being caught out, though. He's going to be under static field. Can he actually time-lapse it out? He does, back into the thing, but he gets rooted out. And he goes down even with the time-lapse now. Chelsea coming in there, going to get the stun off onto Castaway. Has been rooted out. The Omni Slash going to be expended. Right clicks down onto the Earth Spirit. And he's going to have to try and get out. Going to actually shrine it up. And now, Energy,
that time
look at
lapse.
trying to make a play here on the mid lane of Rax. They're trying to do some damage on the tier 3. Shadrawi, he's back with us. Got rooted out again in the Castaway. Momo, he doesn't want anything of it. He's just right-clicking down the tier 3 tower. The Healing Ward is dodging around, trying to be a little bit of a nuisance. Turns his attention back to Shadrawi. Now, Ember Spirit trying to
Oh,
do
what a
some
time to
work.
pause. What a time to pause.
Oh,
That healing ward though, like
G.
Chadawi is like pinging that healing ward. To like,
But I mean, look at this. Look at
That's
Schlinks.
the thing.
Look at Schlinks.
Yeah, I can see Schlinks.
Schlinks, the split pusher of note. When I tell you, CM is a core,
CM is the carry.
Boom.
Yes.
proof.
So now TPing back though because he has to come help defend.
Well, they do lose Chosen One. Super unfortunate there with the lag that he was experiencing. Magnetize being used out. They're trying to see if they can find a little bit more. And it looks like they're going to be just too happy with that. They're going to right-click down, Blick. They do get it. And now they're going to chase it down mid. I mean, you're going to love
that's so
Ak.
unfortunate,
Yeah,
though. Like,
you gotta-
whoever- Santo, like, you know, just using the time lapse, but time lapses back into even more of a world of trouble.
Yeah.
Chosen One was, you know, very ready for that, but there it comes. They're going to try get the push up. Do they have buybacks? Let me just double check here. They've got buybacks on the Jug, but not on the Ember Spirit, and he's going to be down for quite a while. But getting another pick off on Shadawi here, getting Glimmercates up. Is he going to be able to get away from this? Yes, he is.
And because he supports their Whelp and Schlinks are saying, listen, boys, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you feeding your Bloodstone charges away. I will come in and I will save you.
It's just really unfortunate that he's got such little Bloodstone charges, but I mean, it still helps, you know, it still gives him the mana and HP regen. Maybe not as much, but again, he's got the Arcane Aura and he's got the Reactive Armor to help him out as well. And now completed that AC, which is going to help out his team quite a bit. Lotus Orb has been doing a lot of work as well, but he's also still got buybacks, so definitely worth. I mean, he's still keeping up with these item progressions, so it's still a good thing. It's not like it's totally lost for Chadawi here.
No,
But
no,
we do have
absolutely
a
not.
nice, we do have the Earth Spirit's actually very, very farmed as well. I mean, he's got Ether Lens, 4-staff, Blink, Dagger, Aghanim Scepter, which is absolutely amazing. And also trying to build up into that BKB, but again, if he does it, he doesn't have buybacks. So this is getting to the point where buybacks are absolutely essential.
This is
You
what's...
can't just buy items because you feel like it. You need to have that buyback available.
Yeah. Well, it seems that even after they lost the Ember Spirit going down, the white...
Oh, finally! Sorry.
what?
Castaway's finally got a damage item in the form of the Daedalus. Now looking to get the Butterfly next.
No, that's going to
But
be...
yeah, I feel like he should have had that ages ago. Honestly,
know-
I think he should have had that ages ago.
Do you know it was also really cool that even after losing the Chosen One on the Ember Spirit, going down in that unfortunate battle, WRG chose not to actually push and actually
Yeah.
waited for the respawn, and then now they're looking at taking a fair fight, trying to make it happen, and no shenanigans. But they're going to try and see if they can spot out the disruptor. Is going to they TP'd out really quickly. So I mean, Shrines of the Call. I mean, they took down the bottom one already. They're going to take down the top one. So they're just reducing those that map control that the side of Energy does have. Oh, easy checking for Whelp.
And Chosen One is looking pretty scary as well. Not the conventional Ember Spirit build, but it's definitely one to, definitely something that's ideal for this game. I mean, Octarine Core giving him the cooldown reductions. That's actually pretty significant, 25% cooldown reduction. The Spell Steal is quite nice, the life steal from the Spell Steal. And the creep steal is not that great, but it's still doing a lot of work in these team fights. Now having that Shiva's got up as well, it's really, 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 really good. I mean, I really like this Ember Spirit build. I mean, he had to do something, to create more damage. And he decided not to go for the carry build, since, I mean, they do have the Jug that's getting pretty damn farmed. Now opting to go for a Butterfly as well. And no one on that team has MKBs or even close to an MKB. I mean, honestly, like, I would predict a Butterfly coming out from a Juggernaut, as the SF maybe would have picked up the MKB instead of the Daedalus. Maybe he opts to go for the MKB next instead of the Butterfly, but then he hasn't got the agility stats to count on for his attack speed, so we'll have to see.
This is the moment. Sorry.
He's got the...
This is the moment when you don't have a ward and you can't afford a ward. You just put Whelp on the top of the hill. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I mean, hopefully they spot out that the Jug is going to be going for a Butterfly so that they get the MKB. I mean, he's now got the Eagle Song in his inventory. So if they spot that out, that should be a pretty easy indication that he is going for the Butterfly. So maybe Castaway will decide to go for an MKB instead of a Butterfly. But they do have a lot of damage nuke for the Juggernaut. So maybe they decide to pick him off that way. But he definitely can't go toe-to-toe with this guy once he gets a Butterfly. I mean, he's right-clicking like an absolute monster. He's got, Diffusal Blade up now with the Eagle Song, that gives him 25 agility. He's going to be, and plus he's got the level 25 skill that gives him an extra 20 agility, plus the all stats at level 20, 7 armor, which is going to help him against right-clicks, obviously. And then, he didn't go for the 20 damage, but, I mean, he's going to be right-clicking so damn fast here. It's going to be really hard, and with an Abyssal Blade as well. He catches anyone. Odu can basically pick off anyone he wants to solo right now. Yeah, there we go. Complete a Butterfly. This is a very, very scary Juggernaut.
And while that's all happening, we've got the likes of WRG sitting in the left bottom quadrant of the map. And Chosen One trying to do some of his split pushing. He's going to actually force out 2 rotations. So WRG is going to be forced back, going to get pulled back into their half of the map. And they're waiting for that rush to actually come online. We'll know in the next 30 seconds or so. Oh, there we go. It respawns in 12 seconds. It's probably, the shortest respawn timer, if I'm not mistaken.
It's between 8 to 11 minutes. 8 minutes is the shortest, yeah.
And boom. The big friendly giant is back. So that could be the next point of call here for them. That mid tower is down, so it's going to open up shrines here for the side of Energy as well. And WRG may look at contesting it.
I must say, at the beginning of this okay, before we go into that.
There comes out the Lotus Orb. They're trying to make a move here on Shadrawi. Omnislash is going to be good, but it's only taken down Whelp. Now Tombstone down. They got the Freezing Fill being popped out. Requiem's going to be good. And we've lost Whelp. We've lost Chosen One. They're trying to find a little bit more. We've got Santo trying to see if he can chase down the Jugger. In the meantime, on the back lines, Chelsea on the next. Going to try and get out. Strike actually Glimmer caped up. Going to be able to blink and TP out. So will Plick. And no further engagements after that little tussle. Chelsea still trying to struggle to get out of here. Sneakily picks up the double damage. They know that Rush is alive. Do they even go in and check? Okay, Castaway does know. The side of WRG knows. Energy knows. Chelsea's in the pit. Who has the gem on the side of WRG?
Well, the gem was on the deck,
Chelsea.
But did Chelsea pick it up? Yeah, okay. Chelsea was able to pick it up because they did lose the gem there. So I mean, Yeah, it's got the Ember Spirit, or the Earth Spirit lost the gem, so Chelsea was able to pick that up. Yeah, they did drop a sentry right by Rosh, so they're able to scout out Chelsea if he does decide to try contest this. Ooh, this is risky. Can they do it in time?
Well, there's a very quick rush being brought down. There comes the Yules. Going to keep Chelsea in place. The Glimpse going to bring Schlinks back. In the meantime, Causeway deciding to get out of there. Looks like there's a little bit of a tussle. They do lose Schlinks in the backline after getting Glimpse back. And I suppose they sacrificed the Crystal Maiden to save the rest of WRG. Or do you think it was just WRG saying, listen, let's not take this fight just yet?
She just tried to ward up to see if they were on their way. So, I mean, but still, like, WRG come on top of that. I mean, they lost the Earth Spirits on return for an Ember Spirit, so definitely coming out on top on that team fight. And then was able to take Rosh. Yes, your Crystal Maiden went down, but she's not all too that important at this stage, and she has got a relatively short respawn time, since she is only sitting at level 18 at 49 minutes into the game. So she's not a significant pick-off like they did get onto the Ember Spirit there in that team fight. So having Ember Spirit down plus the Rosh, WRG definitely come on top there. And now they've got Aegis and Cheese sitting on Castaway, and opted to go for the Butterfly. So I guess sell your Blink Dagger. Yeah. So he sold his Blink Dagger to get to that Butterfly. Maybe he's going to transition into swapping out BKB after it's been used to put the MKB in his stash to face the Juggernauts, because someone's going to needs to go MKB here to kill this Juggernaut, because he's evading quite a bit here.
Well, look, they got the Bloodthorn on the Weaver. So Santo, he pops out that the Bloodthorn, and then he's not going to have any evasion for the 5 seconds. And I think 5 seconds is way more than enough time for SF to actually deal with him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he does get the not just the blade mail, but I mean, if he does get the... Ooh, hold on.
They found our chosen one. They're trying to make a play. There comes the Hurricane Pike. Plick trying to find Santo. Fighting under the tomb. Static Storm's been brought down. Well, taking a chunk of damage. He does go down as well. They lose Santo as well. They lose Schlinks. And things aren't looking good here for the side of WRG. Only 2 alive. Castaway taking a chunk of damage. He goes down, but that's only the Aegis on the deck. And Shadrawi, what is the call? He's going to actually get out of there. So I think the call was, we've lost more than enough. Let's just back out. Let's just get out, reset, and then retake. I mean, that was a... Oh, buyback.
Huge buybacks. Well, not really huge, but 2 buybacks instantly here just to stop the push from the Chosen One. But very messy engagements. And, I mean, he lost Aegis in that fight. Popped his BKB as well. Wasn't able to, be quick enough to get the cheese into his inventory. He just... it's unfortunate Castaway went down twice there, but he does not have buyback. He needs literally, it's so annoying. He needs 82 gold to buy back Castaway. Literally 82 gold.
That is an absolute disaster for him. Anyway, we've got Shadrawi being carry-paced up. GG Boots being popped out. Shadrawi taking a chunk of damage. Links going down. Lotus Orb up onto Shadrawi. Throws out the Chakram. Is it enough to actually stop the side of energy? I don't. Glyph being popped out now. Glimpse going to be catching Shadrawi under Static Storm with Kinetic Field. Remanenting back as well. Chosen One. Going to be the one.
It's going to be a dieback for the Crystal Maiden. It's going to be easy racks. This could be a second rack set. They still got 25 seconds to take it. Shadawi now buying back, but I don't see what he's going to be able to accomplish here.
Well, he's throwing out the Chakram, trying to slow down the side of VN. The Shivers comes down. The Shivas. And Santo sitting in the back lines, being secured up, trying to see if he can find something. Side of first, Magnetized Silence. Carapace going to try and stun up who he can. BKB up on Walt. He's now trying to make a play here onto the Jugger, or should I rather say Jugger's trying to make a play on him. Now, Mummy just trying to DK what he can, being silenced up. Got the stun. There comes the boulder dash coming out from Whelp. SF getting involved, picking up the kill there. giving themselves an easy extra 10 necromancy skills off that kill. So coming back alive, getting those kills, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, it look like they might actually want to re-engage here. If they can get a pick off now onto Castaway, this is game. Immediately BKB's up. Immediately BKB's up.
Well, they try to make a play. The Carapace doing some extraordinarily great work. I mean, the Carapace, you can't underestimate that ability. You just gets involved in fights and people get stunned.
Yeah, but what is significant is that, okay, well, Castaway now has buyback, but the Timber buyback is off for a whole 6 minutes now. So that's pretty significant. Also, the Weaver has no buyback for about 4 minutes. Neither does the Crystal Maiden, and the Earth Spirit doesn't have enough money to buy back yet. But they have buybacks on every single hero on the side of energy. So I don't think they'll be able to take the racks here.
Well, I mean, what kind of item do you think will swing things in favor of WRG? You'd think the silence to stop out the Jugger, but that's not been a very viable solution. He does have a Manta, so he can Manta out of the silence. Sheep, that's something that doesn't look like it's going to happen very soon on either of the cores. Requiem being popped out in the back lines. Now,
Not really doing much.
Chosen one, trying to find a target. Static Storm down, catching out two. Castaway right-clicking away, BK beat up. They do lose Shadrawi. Now, they looks like the side of WRG needs to get back, but Glimpse is going to be good. Magnetized, catching out 4. There comes a freezing field out from the CM. All of a sudden, this could be a complete team swap around. What a counter. Chosen one coming back into the fight. He's got a buy back out from Momo as well as from a strike on the Disruptor. Castaway in a bit of trouble here. May go down. Gets stunned out. Does go down. Now, can Walp actually walk this off? Remnant's
No.
trying to come out. Chelsea with that little bit of mana loving, shaking doving. Bring down
The
is
mana
now.
burn, yeah, but I mean he was dead anyway because we had the slider first come out as well. Which unfortunately the lanes are pretty pushed in here for the side WRG, so it's going to take them a while to get to the base. They could just potentially force out buyback from Castaway. They don't. I mean, surely they know they have it, but they do know that Timber definitely does not have buyback. And this, I mean, yeah, let's send one hero to finish off this ranged Rax here. Okay, so Castaway immediately buys back, so maybe they just decide to back out here.
Oh, well, they're not going to be able to do it as clean as they hoped. Plick, he's going to get brought down. Going to drop the tomb. And, yeah, easy 80 gold for the SF.
I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten Glimmercape, because, I mean, Glimmercape is so good against Weaver bugs. You Glimmercape and the bugs come right off. You don't even have to right-click it, but this is huge. Look at that melting. Oh, the Weaver just completely melted there.
Well, they got brought down from the Abyssal. Now Momo trying to get out of there. Magnetize is still going to keep them in place. Now BKB up onto a Walp can actually chase through that. Chainsaw coming out from Chidrawi trying to find Mumu in the backlines. Chelsea looking for his next target very low. They do bring down the Ember, but big right clicks coming out from Castaway. The chain's not going to latch. Jeremy's on the deck. They do lose the CM, and now 3 down for the side of Energy. Only losing Santo on the Weaver. If I'd seen an opportunity ever, the time is now.
Yeah, the only thing they've got buyback on is the Ember Spirit, so this is definitely the opportunity. I mean, you could have the Ember Spirit come and rat and maybe try finish off the racks here, but the range racks did unfortunately go down here in the bottom lane to the massive creep wave that came in, plus, catapult OP. So, Earth Spirits, Ember Spirit can either decide to come buy back and get mega creeps here, or they could potentially just end the game right now and just leave the racks go straight for tier 4s. This could be the play for them to make. I don't think they will, since the jug is up. Ember Spirit does have buyback, and the majority of the team is up again, so it looks like they're going to have to try and defend one more time.
Well, that's going to make for some super exciting Dota. It feels that the side of WOG's draft is starting to teeter off just a little bit. I mean, even though you said it's getting to the parts of the game where Mummy doesn't really become a big factor. I mean, we've seen him go down time and time again, still not doing or getting much stuff done. But they're still able to hold. They're still holding.
They are still holding, but they are slowly but surely losing their base. The time is to go now. Smoke up. Schlinks has got the gem on her, on the gem on him. So maybe they'll be able to do something. Rush is not up yet. Unfortunately, it's only going to be spawning in about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. So Rush is definitely not up. This was maybe why they were smoking up, but unfortunately not going to happen. Maybe they can spot out the side of energy here now, wrapping around this team. They unfortunately don't have any vision. They are using a scan as well, not finding anyone. Santo's going to walk straight into them. So now they know that they're there.
Well, Glimmer kept up, magnetized. They're going to catch the Disruptor strike. Now Castaway right-clicking down. Plick, he goes down rather easily. They do lose strike as well. So now 2 down, 2 big supports here for the side of Energy. This could be a big opportunity for them. The whole time, Chadrawi wasn't actually in that fight. Busy pushing down the mid lane. If they can put multiple pressure, if they can put multiple points of pressure, they're going to stand a very good chance here.
Well, if they don't push out the lanes when they decide to go push, then the creeps are just going to absolutely destroy their base. But yeah, I mean, that Bloodthorn is working wonders for the Disruptor. You know, I mean, we're getting the Weaver throwing on the Bloodthorn onto either the Disruptor or, you know, Chelsea or the Mummy. But I mean, you can't put it on the Jug. But Schlings gets abyssaled up and just absolutely destroyed with 4 right clicks. So that's your Crystal Maiden down yet again. Gem is on the deck, however. But yeah, I mean, you can't use it on the Juggernaut. He's just going to mount out of Bloodthorn every single time you do it. And he's now got an MKB to deal with the SF's Butterfly. So he's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the SF now as well. You can see that he's also going for the MKB, now realizing, oh, I should have gone for MKB. Now they're just trying to get the hell out of dodge. Oh, Aghanims on Earth Spirit is just so good. Turn you into stone, I'm going to kick you away. No, it's really
what does it do? Just fill in myself and the viewers exactly what the eggs does on the Earth Spirit. Oh, but big problem here. We've got Santo being caught out. He's going to bite the dust. And Gem once again on the deck.
Again.
I mean,
Okay,
how
well,
many gems?
No, they're just going to rush now.
Oh my gosh, Chadrawi gets caught out. He tried to TP out. He got jewels up under Static Storm, Kinetic Field. And Chelsea getting the stun off, loses the Timbersaw. Big opportunity here for the side of Energy to actually push into the mid lane. Only buyback available on Chadrawi. They've got Castaway alive, they've got Whelp, and the buyback does come out. So they're going to actually play with Chadrawi and defend as much as they can. But Mumu, they're going to just let those illusions do the work that they need to do. This is
a disaster.
Yeah.
The buybacks are again on cooldown. All they're going to do is like, okay, you can buy back, we'll just take rush. It's a bit unfortunate.
I mean, at one point it was WSG's game to lose, and I don't think it's fair enough to say that just yet. But I mean, the comeback that Energy's actually done, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it's unfortunate though. It's just kind of funny with the butterfly thing. It's like, okay, you get butterfly, okay, fine. I'm getting butterfly. Okay, now I have to get NBAB. Now I'm getting
cheese on the floor.
Yeah, okay. I know Cheese getting picked up by Chelsea, so I mean he's fine. But Chelsea's now forced to be reckoned with as well. Now sitting at Dagon level 3, gonna go for that Dagon level 5 very, very soon. That's massive nuke. It is massive nuke. And we see how easy Odu takes care of the Crystal Maiden, but now I think Chelsea's gonna be able to do that anyway. Oh, that's massive. Crystal Maiden trying to get that BKB up. So it's not gonna help her with the Abyssal Blade though. If he initiates with the Abyssal Blade, she's down 4 right clicks. There's no time to pop your BKB.
Well, I mean, what do we do at this point in time? We're 62 minutes in. This game's gone beyond what our expectations were. The score is sitting 43-35. Looking at our net worth graphs, I mean, we're sitting in the 10K vicinity in favor of Ian in terms of experience, teetering off, getting closer to that 0 mark. Just remember that after all players have reached level 25, that graph will actually become 0 again because there will be no difference. So both teams crawling their way to that mark, just trying to give themselves that advantage.
They have to defend with their lives now. They've got no buybacks. They've got Aegis and Cheese to deal with. This is going to be a very hard defense here. If any one of them die, it's game.
I mean, even the Tomb sitting on the outlines of the outside dire base, going to be able to just... can they actually spot it out? They do, so they're going to bring that down.
I mean, we've got buybacks on SF, on Earth Spirit, and Crystal Maiden, and that's it. So
It's
hard. It's really hard.
okay. Well, there comes the silence out onto Castaway. He's just going to go ahead and right-click it away. The silent almost latching on or coming out from Whelp, trying to do some good work there.
That's
Chakram.
massive, though. They were able to force out the shrine, so the shrine's no longer available for them. They've got another shrine over here, but it's nearly dead. So it's on 18% HP. If like what 3 or 4 right clicks from the jug, or even the Ember Spirits, there's not another shrine available for them, which is a bit unfortunate.
Well, we've got Chosen One trying to make a play. The sheep does come out, forced away. Castaway pops the BKB. And now strike to see if he can actually get a glimpse. Actually can't spot anyone. So the glimpse not going to be doing anything just yet. Whelp throwing out that little bit of stun love. And in the meantime, top lane, they try to bring down the tombs. Well, they drop the tombstone, but easy squeezy gets taken down.
No, the illusions just ripped that tower a new one. They still got glyph available, so maybe don't want to expend it for the tower, but Blink and Spin's going to take that tower down. That's very, very cheeky. That's so cheeky. But he's got ages, so he can do it if he really wants to.
No, I mean, absolutely. You've taken down the tower, they can't see you.
This makes the high ground a lot easier to take. I'm just wondering, maybe they shouldn't wrap around through maybe the mid, instead of trying to force up the issue onto the high ground here. Oh.
Yeah.
That is so lucky. That geometric grip allowed to pull ally heroes, so it's able to get his teammate out of trouble here. Oh no, but Ember Spirit's been hexed. Could something actually happen here?
Well, the right clicks do come out. They lose the Nyx. The Omni Slash is doing some good work. They're going to maybe lose Whelp. They do, but the right clicks are coming out here from Castaway. Akers is on the deck. The Static Storm is dropped. Is it enough to bring down the Chosen One? Chadrawi trying to find him down, trying to get the heals off here from Plick. But the Slide of Fist just doing too much work. Time lapse coming out from Santo. Momo getting the double kills here on the back lines, and they turn their attention, and Castaway going to get the last right click there. So now triple kill coming out from Castaway. This could be enough. This could be enough to have broken the back here of energy. And Sheep coming out once again. Chadrawi making some dance plays, jumping down, and Whelp not being able to complete out that silence. Santo trying to find out. Chosen One, not going to happen. Going to turn his attentions down to Plick. He's going to be able to TP out of there pretty easy. But in the meantime, Castaway.
Unfortunate chases, though, because, yes, they got massive kills, but they've got buybacks on there. Castaway's also got buybacks. But in the meantime, though, while they were chasing heroes, their base got absolutely destroyed by incoming creep waves. They've now lost the tier 4s, basically every little building in the facility, and their Ancient has taken quite a knock. It's taken almost 1,000 damage as well. So, I mean, I don't think that chase was worth it. They've just made it easier for Energy to end the game. All they have to do now is go for the Ancients. The glyph is also not available to them.
I mean, this is really looking in lines and going to game number 3.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the side WRG. And I mean, oh, hold on. Chelsea.
Oh, there comes the Boulder Smash, Jules, Shivers, Chakram. Carapace is too good, catching out 3. Chelsea trying to get his sweet ass out of there. Blink. Oh, but Silence is going to hold him in place. Well, can you close out the deal? Chakra, Sakuchi, and Chainsaw, Chakram, Gem on the deck.
Again, they are chasing, and guess who's in their base? Chosen One.
Yeah, well, we do have the Crystal Maiden. Going to try and do some defenses there, but Whelp, okay, he sees Whelp and he says, okay, now we're going to get out. I'm not scared of the Crystal, but I'm scared of Whelp.
Yeah, Chosen One needs to get the hell out. But he has a nice little remnant there. But it's super unfortunate. I don't think that chase was worth it. I mean, losing the tier 4s is quite significant. And then having to force out a glyph because the creeps are destroying your Ancient because you're chasing heroes, not ideal. Really not ideal.
No. I mean, it's coming to, it's 70 minutes in the game. My word. Maybe I think this is potentially the longest game we've had.
I believe there was one more game that was a little bit longer than this. That was last week, if you remember. It was, oh my word.
Let me think of which night I never had supper, because that's probably the night that happened.
It was Ventus. It was Ventus.
Oh, it was the Sister Ventus team versus Energy.
I believe no. That wasn't an exceptionally. That was also an exceptionally long game, but
Yeah.
it was another Ventus game we casted recently that was very,
APG
very long.
Ventus.
Yeah, I think it was APG Ventus,
But this
or
is
it was the flip side game with Amiibo. Geez, there have been pretty long games in this series. I don't think this is the longest game as of yet, but it is getting to that point at the moment. It really is, and I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. I mean, energy. Okay, hold on. I can't even finish the point as there's another engagement here.
well, the tomb's been brought down, getting right click down. We've got Welp trying to get out of the base. Chadrawi skipping out the static storm, but somehow Castaway lands up in there. And he gets brought down. Santo trying to get out of there, managing to make it out by the skin of his teeth. Now, Jugger trying to go to work, brings down Welp. Static, we've got Crystal Maiden doing the dance of love in the backgrounds. Santo trying to see if he can actually pick up a kill here. He does go down to the DK. Chadrawi trying to find Plek. Is it enough? We get the bar back out from Santo. Time lapses back in with very low HP to boot. That is, and they do bring down Chadrawi. Bar back available on Castaway, available on Chadrawi. Castaway used up on Santo, but Santo decides to make
really
better of it and
unfortunate.
get out.
I think he time lapsed back to try maybe time lapse someone else in time.
Or
But
maybe just actually do something. I mean, you see the big ult coming in from Crystal Maiden, and you think,
look, I explained that really, really well. That did massive amounts of work, but you know, the GG boots. I mean, the Vladimir's offering onto Plek over there. It does a lot of work in the team fights. Plus the healing ward getting dropped. You know, it's just there's so much to worry about. And then you've obviously got Chosen One with that Octarine core regenerating a lot of his HP back every time. I think this is possibly game, guys. There's still not left available.
well,
And they
Chelsea.
have no buybacks.
I mean, this Disruptor is doing so much work, catching out Castaway. Momo trying to right-click down the last lane of Rex. This could be Megas. Magnetize doing some work. Castaway getting some right-clicks off. Jugger trying to right-click away. The chain's not going to latch. Not going to get away from the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit getting the side of Fits off. The Roots is down for Castaway. The Requiem is popped. Juggernaut bringing down Santo. But Castaway returning the favor. And now Chelsea. Oh, good play there from Welp, keeping Castaway alive. But he's the only one left to stand against 4 players from the side of Energy. And Welp taps out for the side of WRG. As Energy take a game off. WRG, have you ever?
I have never, ever seen this happen to WRG. At least not in the Masters leg 1 at the moment, no. It's quite a surprising turn of events, and my hat goes off to Energy. I mean, I did not think they were going to do this. Very, very well played. I think Odu must carry from now on instead of playing the position 4 or the off lane.
I mean, he's ridiculous.
Chelsea's normally the the off lane type vibe, well, the strike, and then you get Chelsea to they always swap roles. I mean, Chosen One used to be the carry, now he's the mid, and then Chelsea carries, and then used to be the off lane. When they first initially put this team together, they put Odu onto the support. Now Plek's playing the support. Strike on the off lane. It was just like Odu playing off lane. It's just like these roles are ever changing. But again, you guys need to remember that Energy Esports right now, the player roster is very, very new. I mean, it's basically Carbon +2. So, I mean, Ian Plek has played for Energy Esports in the past. Odu Campbell, aka Momo, used to play for BVD. And Chosen One, Chelsea, they're all in Carbon as well. So these are very, very good players, but they didn't find their synergy yet. So they weren't doing well in the Masters this far, but it looks like they've been experimenting and they've come back with a force. I mean, I always knew that this combination of players would do well, but I mean, they're starting to show that they can work together, and I mean, practice is paying off for the side of Energy.
Yeah, well, they are making the plays. They're making it happen. They're going to take us to game number 3. They've done a superb job getting us this far, and it's going to maybe make WRG go back to the drawing board and one of the two teams are going to close out the series. It will be a huge turn of events if Energy takes this next game off the WRG. So stay tuned. We're going to bring you the action live. It's 11 o'clock. Don't go anywhere. Go get yourselves a cup of coffee as we're going to start moving into game number 3. So hold on to your hats as we try and get you that game up and running.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. Game number 3. Who would have thought Energy taking a game of WRG? But it doesn't matter. We are here, rocking this SA Dota DGL Masters, bringing you the action live to you this evening. We are sticking by you through thick and thin, bringing you this game. The two games have been superb Dota that we've seen. Unfortunately, WRG not being able to close out the series, so it's going to bring us here the full 9 yards. I'm Jabba, joined once again by the lovely Succubus. The draft and bans have come out. It's been a long and tough road to this point. A couple of updates, a couple of pauses, but we're at this point now where Energy are sticking with the Moo Juggernaut.
They are sticking with the Moo Juggernaut, but failed to ban out the Axe when they were going to pick up a Dazzle. So Dazzle no longer a thing. Goodbye, Shadow Grave. It was nice knowing you.
Let me grave someone. X says, no, sir. Not today, sir. Have a good day,
Good
sir.
day, sir.
So yeah, Axe, beautiful counter towards the Dazzle. Mumi going to be jumping on the Juggernaut once again, doing some amazing work. WRG picking up the Ogre Magi. Hopefully we see some good things coming out from the Ogre. Sometimes being a little bit overwhelmed in the Master Series, at least in the beginning part of the rounds. Maybe this time around we can get a little bit more action out of the Ogre.
Yeah, maybe this time around. I mean, it's a perfect bully strategy. Ignite into Bloodlust, into Spin, Call, Fire Blast. It's really good. I mean, Ogre with Axe is always a good pickup. That's a very disgusting bully lane if you put the two together. Plus, Ogre can make some nice rotations early, so definitely the way to go. Plus, as we mentioned before, goodbye Shallow Grave. It was nice knowing you. Axe a good thing against that. Also, Axe is brilliant against the Juggernaut because obviously he can call while Jug is being in spin form. He can ulti the Juggernaut while Juggernaut's spinned. So Axe is really good against Jug. It's really good against the Dazzle. So you've got counters for both heroes with one hero. So yeah, WRG definitely picking up the right hero here.
Do you think, I mean, in game one, when Mumu picked up the Juggernaut, they actually had the Bane as well? Do you think that may be an option for WRG to go back to, is to pick up the Bane? They did have the Mirana as well. So,
I don't think the Bane's necessary with the Axe.
You don't think it's just,
No,
if you
you've
shut
got
down the Jugger, you pretty much stand in very good contention. I mean, Axe automatically takes care of the Dazzle.
Look, honestly, Jug shouldn't have gotten as farmed as he did last game. WRG just, the items weren't right, especially on the Weaver. I mean, Santo basically playing a position 3, definitely position 3, leaving Chadawi in the safe lane on the Timber. I think Timber would have gotten massive as a position 3 in the off lane, irrespective of, being in the safe lane. I think Santo should have been there. Look, Ags is good for a lot of things. It does save a lot of people, but I mean, if you got a hero like Santo that's really good at farming and really good on that carry call role, you give him a Weaver and you let him farm and you let him get items. I mean, no Desolator, no Lincolns, no BKB. He was just food at that point. I mean, he coming in saving the only person they actually put items on, which was Castaway. It just didn't work out for them last game. Look, the Weaver build that they went for the last game works, but it doesn't always work, especially not against this. The Jug really should not have gotten that big that game. It just shouldn't have happened. And unfortunately, White Rabbit Gaming, they weren't able to deal with it when it got to a certain point in the game where they, Energy got their items up. They got their, I mean, the Disruptor getting eventually getting the Aghanim Scepter as well. Like, goodbye BKB. Whoever has BKB, goodbye. I mean, poor Schlinks got picked off how many times? It's just, it just wasn't the way to go. But yeah, I mean, now we've got a little bit of better pickups here. I mean, we've got the classic Ogre Magi, we've got the classic Rubik, the Axe himself. So maybe we see some better rotations coming out from more classic supports.
You were saying the classic Ogre, you're saying the classic Axe, the classic Rubik. I mean, the classic Jugger, the classic Dazzle, classic Witchlock.
Well,
they're all the classics.
They're all the classics.
They're all the
This
classics.
is a bit of a more familiar meta picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, picking up, putting the items you did onto Santo, onto the Weaver, when you already had at least 2 supports. It kind of felt like he was more of a support,
Yeah,
than the position 3.
No, 100%.
So-
100%.
Or the position 1, he should have actually been the carry, and Chidawi should have been position 3. But yeah, but we do have some massive wombo combo here on the side of energy. Got the Sand King once again. Didn't really work out for them last time around. Maybe it works out for them this time. They do have a fairly annoying stun, which in the form of the coconuts, the paralyzing cast. If that bounces, it's not fun. Then you've got the Maledict to follow up as long as with the Death Ward. Plus, the Poison Touch is slow, and you've still got Shallow Wave. So you've still got that to you can still heal people.
And the weave,
the
the weaves also.
The wave, sorry, yeah. And then you got the weave as well to reduce their armor or to up your armor in a team fight, which is great. It works both ways. Shallow Grave can still be used if the axe is not around. Otherwise, it's pointless. But yeah, I mean, my word. Okay.
This is
Ultimate
abuse.
Bully. The
This is
ultimate bully.
abuse.
So we've got ignites coming out from the ogre into telekinesis, maybe a fade bolt or 2. Then you have the Ursa just to completely run you down. If this was this is one of the most disgusting tri-lanes you can have out there. I suspect we have a Chidawi axe going offlane with this tri-lane, aka roaming supports as well. And then all we need is a castaway mid. Invoker has been banned now. Tinker is still an option. And he's known for the Tinker, the Invokers, that type of thing. SF has also been banned out as well, so he hasn't got that option available. But Tinker is still available since they do ban out the Timbersaw. But they're going to go very greedy and they're going to go for the Alchemist.
Oh wow! Okay, this is also another newbie to the mix of things. Alchemist really strong, really sought after in the previous update to Dota 6, and now Dota 7. Alchemist hasn't really been that favored. Just I suppose because there's a lot of better mids. Not that Alchemist's bad, just your options are a little bit better. And now he's gonna have to go up against the sniper. Ooh. How do you feel about the matchup, Sniper versus Alchemist? Acid Spray does a lot of work.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he can just spam Acid Spray, go to the jungle, do what he wants there. Thing is, even if so one thing about an Alchemist, if you shut him down, because of Greeble's greed, he's still going to get his items. He still somehow gets items. It's just like, okay, well, what am I going to do now? And then he gets like level 6. You can barely kill him because he just keeps regenning and regenning and regenning. But I suspect the sniper is going to be needing a lot of help since, the Acid Spray does quite a bit of work. So I'm expecting him not to level up his stun until a little bit later. And then getting into the Acid Spray Greeble's Greed build.
Alrighty, well, Game 3 is underway. WRG Energy Esports, Game 3, taking this series all the way to the finish line. We are in it to win it. The side of the Radiant going to be played by WRG this time. We've got Castaway going to be playing our Alchemist, Shrinks on our Ogre Magi, Chidawi going to be playing our Red Big Giant on the Axe, and we've got in the bot lane Whelp on the Rubik, and last but not least Santo on the Ursa Warrior. This is feels like a little bit more of a standard draft, a little bit more well planned out.
This is a very aggressive but greedy draft. I mean, you need items on the Axe, the Alchemist, and the Ursa. Rubik is good with items, but he doesn't really need them to actually do much. Ogre's pretty tanky on his own as well, so, I mean, it's still a greedy draft, but it's a very, it's a melee draft, except for the Rubik, but they do have a lot of aggressive heroes, so, I mean, like, Ogre into Rubik, into a Santo Ursa, who's now playing carry. Thank goodness, he's back to the role that he's best at.
Not a position 3 with a position 3.
Yeah, it's just it's going to be a lot of kills here in the early stages of the game. They do have a lot of disengage though. They've got the Shadow Wave plus the Shadow Grave to help them. They've got the Witch Doctor stun and the Voodoo Restoration, which does heal quite a bit, and they've also got the Sand King stun. But I'm suspecting that the Sand King, Mr. Chelsea, is going to have quite a tough lane here.
Well, already they spot out Shlinks. They're going to try and put a little bit of love in him. The Ignite does come out, and Chosen One turning his sniper into a ranged hero at this point in time. Castaway getting a couple of right clicks off here. Ogre Magi still having a little bit of a tussle here with Pluck. Bringing back Chosen One to actually deal with it. Actually avoiding him from getting a couple of last hits. So a little bit of an annoyance, I guess.
It's interesting that he went for headshot first. I don't know if that's a misskill. It's pretty interesting that he went for that first, because in conjunction with the poison touch, he could have gone for shrapnel, and they could have maybe gotten a kill onto Schlinks here. But anyway, guys, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the side of energy before anything messy does start to happen here. Okay, guys, we have Chelsea on that off lane. I believe he's on the Sand King this time around, starting with an Iron Talon. Then in the mid, we have the Chosen One again on the Sniper. I believe he was Sniper in game 1. Click onto that nice, lovely little Dazzle over there. Ian Strike will be playing a Witch Doctor. And last but not least, we're going to have Odu, aka Momo, once again on the Juggernauts.
And that is going to round it up for the side of the tire. Things are getting underway. You've seen how the beginning has actually turned out. So far this time around, WRG not messing around. All of the cores sitting around are sitting on 8 CS, with the exception of the Jugger also sitting on 9 now as the moment. So both cores across the board doing pretty well for both teams. We're just going to have to wait and see how things pan out. How do you think? I'm really interested to see how this matchup turns out. This Sniper Alchemist matchup. Who should win the lane?
Well, in the early stages, it's going to be really hard for the Sniper. But, I mean, once he starts getting a few levels in take and gets the shrapnel, maybe a little bit of help from his supports, Alchemist should kind of just be like, okay, getting beaten out of the lane and just go to the jungle and farm up. But, like I said, like an Alchemist with Grievel's Greed, Acid Spray, easily can, force out the Sniper in the lane here. Schlinks being an absolute nuisance in the mid lane here.
Run by. We call it the run by ignite.
I run by ignite. Get out of the lane, boy.
You just run by, drop the ignite, and then try and run away. But I mean, this headshot's doing a little bit of work, slowing him down quite a chunk. But I mean, this guy's got so much armor. What's his armor sitting at? +9.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But such as that, like having a player like Castaway, that can farm really, really well on a hero like Alchemist with Grievel's Greed is a scary thing to face. It really is. It's a scary thing to play up against.
Okay, so now tell me.
Not only is he going to always get his farm, and he's gonna out farm you, but then he's got Grievel's Greed to boot. So I'm actually pretty interested that the Santo has not gotten a kill onto the Sand King yet. Just like, I mean, obviously because
He's retired to the jungle.
Yeah, we've had supports roaming and all that good things. So we haven't had many kills happen here, but with supports like an Ogre, like a Rubik, in conjunction with the Santo that's not sitting at level 4, we should see a rotation and a kill very, very quickly. Chelsea now getting harassed up the jungle. Well, with a double damage rune. Could this be your first blood?
Oh, he's going to try and get it. Easy peasy. And you don't give it to your mid. Whelp says, no, I'm going to go and hunt down an SK Chosen One. Going to try and see if he can find something. Whelp hiding in the sidelines. Not going to actually get spotted out. And going to make it out free of charge. So it looks like both offlaners for both teams have actually surrendered their lanes and have actually jumped into the jungle, giving basically uncontested farm to Santo and uncontested farm to the Jugger.
Yeah, but you know what would have actually
Schlinks, though.
done? Oh no, Schlinks is very dead. He's got Valedict and Chosen One.
It was inevitable.
Say goodbye to your head. No, but look, Sniper's good. It is really, really good. But I feel like because of the Axe Blink Dagger, the inevitable Ursa Blink Dagger, yeah, it's going to be a very hard game for him. I feel like, maybe something a little bit more tankier, something that deals with strength heroes a little bit better might have been a better option here for the mid. I mean, you could essentially go for heroes that, eat strength heroes for breakfast. OD could be a good one. I definitely think OD might have been the better choice here for the mid lane. Maybe even, I dare say it, a Lifestealer could have been a good option instead of the Juggernauts.
PA?
Just to deal... PA as well, yes, but PA is going to get kind of destroyed here as well. So I feel like heroes like a Lifestealer for your carry, maybe an OD for the mid. It could have done a little bit more... especially towards the later part of the game or the mid game, where that arcane orb is going to be absolutely ripping your strength heroes a new one. And you can also kite the heroes a bit better, because Ursa's always that, they used to say he's the bear that can't quite get his fingers into the cookie jar, because heroes just kite him along so hard. So I mean, that just emphasizes it, But look at this. Ooh,
Santo, he can actually get up another kill here. And Beautiful little karting around there from the side of Energy. Drawing Santo in with the low HP of Chelsea. Come and eat me, says Chelsea. Then he runs away. Then Strike says, no, I'm more delicious. Come run after me. And before you know it, they actually bring down the Ursa. Actually, even missing the Maledict on the Maledict on the Ursa. Still bringing him down. So
No, the Maledict was there.
I'm
He was
sure it
purple.
missed. I'm sure it missed. It looked like it missed.
I don't know. It looked like he was purple to me. Maybe it's just the set, but I do believe that Maledict did land. Unfortunately, my eyes were on Chosen One when that engagement did start to happen. It did look like the Maledict was on him, though, to be honest. But it's. I mean, I could be wrong. I wasn't actually there to see like the full engagements.
Can we just say that I'm right? Because I don't really want to be wrong.
Jabba is right, people.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I was more focused on the picks here. I'm kind of scared for them. Look, Sniper's good, but he can't really kite heroes around until he's got, like the Hurricane Pike, that type of thing. And yes, they've got the Witch Doctor and Sand King's Stun. They've got the Dazzle to help him out. It's just, it feels like, it takes a while for a sniper to come online when OD really needs like a 4-star or, something like that to make an impact. And even before that, he makes a huge impact.
Look,
Especially against strength heroes.
what I'd be a worry
Razor,
about.
Even a Razor could do it. Like Razor, OD, Lifestealer, that type of thing.
What I'd be worried about picking up the OD is when Ursa ulties, he's got that magic community for a couple of seconds. And he just becomes unstoppable during that period. If you don't time it right and you throw down your Insanity's Eclipse with the OD, you basically take no damage from that ulti. And Ursa's just going to say, lol bro, do you even lift? And
Yeah, but then you've still got the Ogre, you've still got the Axe, the Alchemist, that type of thing. I just feel like they need more nuke, especially when it comes to an Alchemist that regens or an Axe, that inevitably goes for... Well, anyway, I do. 6 strength, 25 plus 250 health, plus the 25 regen, which is basically a free heart, and then inevitably the 15 armor, which makes him pretty much almost unkillable. With early Crimson Guard, a heart, blade mail, that type of thing. He gets pretty damn tanky, and just to destroy and rip that a new one, you need something like an Arcane Orb. I don't know. It feels like they don't have that ability to take it down. Maybe in the early stages of the game, yes, but definitely not as it gets later and later.
Well, we're going to see what does actually pan out. Again, another drive-by igniting coming out from Schlinks. What's a good timing could we expect up on a Alchemist with an armlet? What's a good timing? It's like about 20 seconds to 9 minutes. He is got to complete it. It's flying out to him now. Is that a decent timing, or do you think he should have had it a little bit sooner?
Normally on Alchemist you should have that just a touch sooner, but it does look like Sniper does go down in the mid. I think we missed that one.
I actually had it. Our viewers did spectate it, so they saw exactly what was going on.
Look, Alchemist should have things a bit sooner than that, but considering that he's got an Iron Talon, a Soul Ring, plus a Poor Man's Shield to boot, that's a lot of items to go through. So yeah, Armlet's still a very good timing here, but he is against the ranged hero mid, so him being able to get last hits is not as easy as it looks, especially with the Dazzle hanging around permanently mid as well. But it does look like they do try to go into Santo here. He's very low HP. If he gets caught here, he's definitely going to get caught here.
Oh, but he got denied by the creep!
Are you serious?
He got denied by the creep!
That's good.
Oh my gosh. And how much damage do those creeps do? That's like your level 2 camp. That's like your level 2 camp. They throw tissues at you and feathers. Oh wow. Okay, so the side of Ian is not happy with that result.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still worth. He's dead. No, not really, but yeah, it's unfortunate. This creep stole the kill, but now Maledict does land onto poor Mr. Schlinks, and he just goes down. But Haster now onto Momo. They're not going to be able to catch up to him.
We're going to call that the flying by Juggernaut.
Call that a win.
Yes. Haste gets the Omni Slash off, eventually does bring down the Ogre, and hardtails it out of there. You'd think that you're sitting in the middle of Tolton, but here we go. Easy kill onto Sniper. Dunk says the good day, sir. And going to start putting a bit of pressure on the tier 1. Acid Spray going to be brought out. But it looks
Yes.
like they want to jump
There's a
into
rush.
Rosh.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, this is the job. This is the job of the Ursa.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I mean, he's got a blink dagger and phase boots at 11 minutes, so I mean, that's always good, but he's not quite tanky enough to take on Rush without that Vladimir's offering or some sort of lifesteal, so Chidawi is going to try help him out here. Okay, there we go, some bloodlusting to boots, but they have to watch out here. If they get caught out, Santo's on very low HP, but now picked himself up a nice little Rush.
He got him the Aegis.
And Shrine, are you going to Shrine, or are you going to go back to base? Okay, you're going to Shrine.
Oh, and he's
So, I
going to
mean,
even steal a little bit of
this is gonna
XP here.
This is going to start getting nasty. I mean, we've got they're going full on aggressively. They've got blink daggers on the axe. They've got a blink dagger on the Santo as well as Aegis. We've got now the armlets onto the alchemist, very close to his radiance as well. Is about 2,000 gold. Not even. Okay, not even. He's like, hold on. Yeah, he's about 1,600 away from radiance. So I mean, that's
The
really a
relic.
very fast radiance. Yeah. No, even the radiance. I mean, the relics. The relic's at 3,800 plus the recipe is at okay. So he's about 2,000 gold away from it. Still not. It's not far for an alchemist with max Greeble's greed. So
No, it's not.
he's gonna have it in the next 2 to 3 minutes. But yeah, they can start getting super aggressive now. They got blink daggers on two of the big initiators on the team. So
Well,
it's
they've
gonna
even
be
got
scary.
Blink on Chelsea as well. They've got Blink
Yeah.
on the SK. So this could be a little bit of a problem here. They're trying to find Schlinks. Not your higher target priority. I mean, they've got 4 here at the bottom for EN. So they do now spot out Schlinks. Oh, the TP does come in for the top lane. They do have the Blink stun Epi. Shadrawi trying to get the call off. Not going to be good enough. He does go down. Losing Schlinks as well in the bot lane. He did go down as well. Walp TPing in bot. Trying to see if he can actually help his teammate. Not going to happen now. Mumu going to get caught out. There's the telekinesis. Stealing up. Late Fury. Okay, so that's going to make
Those
things a little bit
headshots.
interesting.
Those
Thanks.
headshots and the shrapnels from Chosen One. Oh no! The beat got dropped, but it caught nothing. Santo now having to run away here. I think he's going to drop Aegis. I mean, drop. Oh, okay, never mind. Takes no damage thanks to that lovely skill of his.
Well,
His
cast
enrage.
away, missing out the concoction. It's going to actually stun him out, but his regen's ridiculous. And now they're going to be able to catch up Mumu. Big kill if they get this. Is it going to be enough? Well, one more right click. Boom, says the Rubik King Rubik. Picking up that kill there. So losing the call for the side of Yen. And
I was worried about
keeping.
Santo there, though.
I mean, if he'd have had Aegis.
Yeah, he dropped Aegis, and then he got down to almost no HP again, but Enrage just saved his life. I mean, he evaded spin plus
Assassinate. Yeah, that was.
So, yeah, very, very lucky that was not on cooldown. Otherwise, he would have been very, very dead, dropping down twice. But shame, I mean, like, he was trying to get the kill onto the Witch Doctor so badly. He just got
Yeah.
headshotted time after time again. Obviously, the shrapnel to slow him down as well.
Castaway
Not
whiffing
as easy
that
as it
concoction
looks.
though. I mean, he did actually get stunned up, maybe because he actually lost sight of him, but essentially he couldn't cast his concoction. He was being spun out, and then he had to just take a bullet to the head, bullet to the brain, I guess.
I mean, we're going to have a blade mill up on this axe fairly soon as well. So, not going for that tanky build. Opting just to go for the Stark Shield for now. So, it looks like he's going for the blade mill next. That could be pretty scary. But now, looking onto this Juggernaut, Odu, yeah, he's relatively far on himself. Looks like he's going to go for
lol.
a straight Manta. Why are you saying long now?
Because they had a dominated creep, and Dawi was actually like dancing around here. The creep was dancing around this way, dancing around that way. Eventually had to blink, and trying to get the blink off doesn't actually go through. Shrapnel actually cancelling out the blink, does a random call home, and just actually runs away. They're putting a lot of pressure on this tier 1. They're going to get the rotations in. Santo.
Hold on,
That's-
wait, look what Rupik has stolen though.
Oh, there comes the assassinate. Down goes Mumu. Try to spin it to win it. Not going to work out this time round. Castaway running into the entire team here of Energy. A glyph already been brought down, baiting it out. Is it enough? They're going to bring down Pluck. He goes down now. Strike. One more right click. Can Walp do it? Taking a little bit of damage here from the sniper, but he doesn't want to take.
Assassinate, he's going to use it. He's going to use it. Dunk.
Boom. Good night, sweetheart. And Walp getting there, gets the telekinesis. Going to bring him closer to Castaway. Getting the steal off again. I think he got shrapnel this time. What did the Rubik? Where are you, my man? Where are you, my Rubik? And this time he
Yeah,
stole
he got
shrapnel.
shrapnel. Shrapnel's even worse than assassinate, to be honest. It does way more damage.
Yeah. So, I mean, they just basically steamrolled into the side of energy. There was nothing they could do. They just ran in and beautifully baited out. They baited out the grave from the dazzled Shadrawi. Could be in a little bit of trouble yet. And stun already being used up. So Axe going to TP back home. Be grateful that there is a TP in the game and gets himself out of that very precarious position.
A shame this Rubik stealing assassinate. First getting used onto the poor jug and then onto the witch doctor. Yeah, I mean Rubik's got a lot to steal here. He can steal either assassinate or the shrapnel from the sniper. He's got a lot to steal from that beautiful witch doctor. I mean, such a nice hero set. I mean, anything that he steals from the witch doctor is going to be good. Chelsea now in a little bit of trouble here. Radiance and as well as Acid Spray just going to melt him all the way down.
Oh, well, there we go. They're trying to find more. Dunk's going to be good enough. Even if it's to try and get the grave off the culling blade, it goes straight through it. The same way as a hot knife would go through butter. Don't you love my analogies? It's like so well invented. Like I actually made them up. No, I'm joking. I didn't, but I want to because it's actually pretty cool saying a hot knife through butter.
A hot knife through butter, yeah. I mean, this is what they want to do. I mean,
I think everyone's tired. I think it's...
The early blink daggers, yeah, they just want to end the game in the next like 15, 20 minutes because that last game was...
long.
It was long.
It was long. Oh, Schlink's getting spotted out. Gonna tank the Omni Slash. Now Castaway getting off the concoction. Who's going to cast it on? It's going to be onto Chelsea. Trying to dodge it out with the Sandstorm. Not going to happen. Death Ward down. Doing some work. There comes out the grave onto the Juggernaut. Going to keep him alive. Can't actually close out the distance. Chelsea getting the stun off. Chirawi getting the coconut to the face. Bouncing on the creeps. And not going to be good enough. Chosen one. Finishing it off.
Yeah, he got too much nuke there. I mean, Chidawi, the caustic finale on him, the poison touch, the sniper right-clicking him. I don't think he got out of it. But at least he denied the bounty rune in the process. But oh no, Chelsea just getting caught way out of position. I think he was actually, no, he didn't even have a ward available to him. So why the hell was he on the high ground? He just walked straight up to Sanso, and just died. It's like, okay.
Maybe he fell asleep at his computer.
Oh lol, he screenshotted.
Yeah, well, okay, so we lost Chelsea. Doesn't matter, I suppose. Maybe trying to make it even up the score a little bit, I suppose. I don't know, make it a little bit worse for him. But nonetheless, let's go into item progressions. We haven't had a chance to look at that. I mean, things have been flipping fast in this third game.
It's a nice, refreshing change of pace after the last game.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Last game was starting to slow down quite a bit at the later parts of the game. Now, Chosen One picking up his farming item, as most would call it, the Maelstrom. The TP comes in from Strike. They're going to try and make a play here. There comes the epic charge up from Chelsea. They're trying to find Castaway. LT is activated. Going to be trying to do some work. The concoction. Going to maybe do some work. Can he get it out? Beautiful armlet targeting. He's going to be able to survive through it. And he gets stolen out. What does Whelp steal out? He actually steals out the coconut. Chelsea trying to find the stun. Not going to happen. Castaway is hiding in the bushes here. Beautifully done.
Whelp and, of course, Castaway get all the way out of dodge there. Unfortunately, Strike's ulti again hitting nothing. I mean, this is like the third time where Strike's not able to find anyone with his ulti.
Have you looked at the net worths already? Alchemist sitting at 15.
No, don't even want to. I mean, when there's an Alchemist...
I know, it's super unfair to have a look. But I mean, there's people out there that want to know. They want to know what the net worths are.
I know. But I mean, you can always expect the Alchemist to be on top of net worth. It's an Alchemist. And it's Castaway Alchemist. So, I mean, not only can that guy farm like an absolute beast, but he's got Grievel's Greed now to back him up as well. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Rush should be up literally in the next 2 seconds. Come on.
Oh,
it's going to be 20 seconds. 20
come on. Oh, come on.
Hey, Thank you for the 125 gold. Good day to you.
Well, if Roshnos comes up, they can actually
There
make
we
a
go.
play
It's
here.
there. It's there. It's there. Oh my god.
Mumu actually went down to the X call, but here we go in the sidelines. Weave comes down. Santo getting maledicted up, but Chadrawi in the middle of things getting off a beautiful call, beautiful two-man call, and Whelp spinning away. Double kill for Chadrawi. Can he find another? This man is possessed. He finds out Chelsea. There comes out another steal from Whelp. Going to be the Burrow strike. But he's stolen it. Sorry, my friend. Sandstorm. Dunk. Not good enough. But still gets the triple kill. Mumu. He's got an Omni Slash for someone who doesn't want to give it to. He might want to give it to Castaway. But he's going to share it with Schlinks. In fact, he's going to give it to Schlinks. There comes out. This Assassinate. It doesn't go through because he gets stunned out. Oh, wow.
To finish off the Schlinks, but it's okay. But what it was really unfortunate is, you know, the Ursa going down to the Maledictics on the sidelines, trying to frantically right-click the creeps just to try get some HP back, but unfortunately he just dropped way too low. He evaded a lot of the damage yet again, but obviously the Assassinate got him this time around. So, yeah, Assassinate with Maledict, dropping down to literally like 200 HP. It's not going to save you.
I actually thought Mumu bought back there. Did the Jugger, didn't the Jugger buy back? According to the fight recap, he didn't.
I don't see a buyback, so no, he did not. We can actually just check. I'll tell you in a
Oh,
moment.
we can look at the buyback statuses. Oh, so
Buyback
clever.
status, no, he did not buy back. Otherwise, it'd be on cooldown for 6
Yeah.
minutes.
100%.
So no,
Okay.
he didn't buy back. I just don't think he was in the fight. I think he was actually trying to push mid, and then had to go walk all the way there. His TP was on cooldown.
Yeah, well, okay, looks like Schlinks is actually going to spot the side. Quick kill coming out from Chadrawi, picking up the Jugger. Okay, that is a massive kill here for them. I mean, shutting down the Jugger, that's what you really need to do, and things will just get a lot easier for you as soon as you start doing that. Tier 1 tower, going to be the next point of call. Boom, last right click, going to Castaway, sticking a extra little bit of gold in his pocket. These dominated creeps just running around the map everywhere.
Chelsea might be in a lot of trouble here.
This is like playing StarCraft and Zerg.
Chadawi. He's going to walk straight into Santo and Chadawi. He's going to get called here as well.
Oh, they...
Jeez, okay.
Wow.
Chelsea, what are you doing?
Wow.
First he walks up onto the high ground with no vision onto Santo. And now he just casually like dies in the lane there. I mean, like, what are you thinking against an axe? You don't have any vision there. Obviously, there's going to be more heroes. There's a shrine. They're going to TP and they're going to kill you. Very out of position. And now Rosh is going to get taken down. There should be another easy tier 2 tower for them. Maybe even a Rax if they play their cards right.
They do manage to put Ross onto to Santo. And now they're going to try and chase down Glimmer Cape. Being used up by Strike, he's going to be able to get away pretty easy. So, yeah, Aegis is ready, locked and loaded. Tier 2 tower mid, going to be the next beauty. Castaway got his ulti available. Santo blinking around, seeing if anything's on the higher ground. In the bot lane, though, Jugger trying to just see if he can do some split pushing. Dazzle TPs back into the base. Pushing tier 3s. Oh, well, not going to be able to get close. He's been slowed up by the shrapnel. Being a little bit of a problem. Strike throws out the coconut. And gonna actually get...
They're going to defend it. They're going to defend it. It's fine.
Oh, and they're even going to TP bot.
Pushing. There's a rat in their presence. He's going to try TP out of here.
Oh, the call. Axie, where you drive? Chadawi, we needed you.
Axe is not there. Unfortunately, he does not have TP. What a naughty boy.
Needed the tip.
Maybe he did TP, but it got cancelled. I think our eyes were just focused onto the Odus being a rat.
Okay, we'll give
So
him the
maybe-
benefit of the
maybe-
doubt. We'll give him the benefit of the
They
doubt.
did try TP and just got cancelled. So
How cool is
don't
this
know.
Witch Doctor skin?
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one of the new sets, I believe, in the treasures.
Ah, he looks like a
Yeah,
Witch
it's
Doctor, man.
the new sets. Yeah, I prefer other sets to that set, but I mean, everyone's got their own preference when it comes to that type of thing.
Oh, Jugger. Going to go into the mid lane. Going to do some action. Get stunned up. Ignite. Healing ward down. Chedraui. He's just chilling. Okay, he was waiting for it. Does actually miss out the stun from Chelsea, so he juked that. But the call's going to be good. Going to actually hold Jugger in place, bringing him back. Now the stun comes out. Battle Hunger. Omni Slash. Tanking it all three. Going to run to the shrine. Not even need a dunk. And goes the axe. And they're just going to chill in shrine for the moment. Bot lane though. Santo. Could be a little bit of a problem here. Whelp comes around to help out. Gets the stun off, but Chelsea thinks wiser of it and gets out as well.
Hey, oh, Whelp's been stealing some nice little spells there. I mean, like, he's got so much to choose from, but stealing the right spells at exactly the right time. We do have Santo, still has the Aegis now, and as well as the Aghanim Scepter, so reduces the cooldown on lows, allows Ursa to enrage while dispelled. So it's a very, very good pickup. Plus it gives him nice stats. But now Chedraui getting another kill here onto this poor little witch doctor in the mid lane.
Oh, do you know what I love? Look at this Manta coming out from Castaway, preventing the escape from blinking with the Radiance. Such unbelievably good play. And losing the sniper as well. Shrapnel versus shrapnel fight under the tier 4s. But first lane of Rex is done and dusted. Castaway is not having any of this. He wants to finish up. But yeah, they're fighting. They still want to make something happen. They bring down the Graved Jugger. Not going to mean anything. And GG has been called. They know it cannot be done. Will cost.
They just tried to kill the Ursa again. He's on no HP. He still has Aegis. Like, yeah, there's not much they can do. This was a very good, well-executed draft. I mean, this, if you want to win a game in under 30 minutes, this is what you do. Get your blink daggers. Yeah. You get your blink daggers very quickly, and you barrel down and just get pick-offs. Like, this is the way to play it. I mean, Alchemist is pretty much unkillable. You just escalate so well. Ursa, yes, you can kite him around, but they didn't really have the draft to do that well. I've got lots of stuns and so forth, but I mean, Ursa can still, you know, get in there, even with the axe call. I mean, the ogres are pretty much, you know, designed to bully heroes, especially with a lineup like this. And then obviously Rubik just is able to steal any stun he wants, you know, ulties, the works. So very, very well played to WRG here, showing that they are still the dominating team. Because in the last game, they kind of let the ball drop just a little bit, maybe experimenting with some new things. I have seen them do it in the major. They did participate in. It did work for them quite a few games, you know, the whole position 3 Weaver thing. But it didn't work out for them the last game. But this game, they're just showing, okay, well, it's just a once-off thing, guys. It's under 30 minutes if we want to.
Yeah, it's just like a community like hype, you know. It's like, guys, come on. We may be top of the log, but you guys can do it. You know, it's. I suppose it's trying different things and actually just experimenting with different metas, and it seemed to have worked. I think what really caught them off guard, or what they didn't actually account for, even though they picked it up really early in the draft, was the disrupting in game number 2. In this in game number 3, they just exploited the entire fact that Ursa is just absolutely OP and just absolutely ridiculous.
Disruptor would have been a nice pickup here. It really would have been a nice pickup here against the Ursa. It can kite him around pretty hard. Unfortunately, EN did pick up the Dazzle before without banning the axe. So, you know, it can't really do much. Yeah, it's still got the poison touch. It's still got the heal and the weave, of course. But the Shallow Grave is pretty much counted if the axe is around. So, as soon as they picked up the Dazzle and the Juggernaut, there was just an axe. They didn't ban it out, unfortunately. And I mean, it's so good against Jug. It's good against the Dazzle and obviously the Sniper, because they can catch the Sniper out as well. It's just they got outpicked and definitely outplayed here as well.
Well, I think that pretty much rounds up the series. WRG versus Energy take the series 2-1. And still WRG undefeated in the Master Series 2017. As soon as we start finishing up the series, 2 more rounds to go until the legs are finished. And things are going to get super exciting there. So top of the hill, king of the mountain, still undefeated thus far. WRG take the win this evening, and that is pretty much going to round up the cast for this evening. Do you want to just grab out your calendar there quickly and tell us what are the next games that are up and coming?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have tomorrow night, we have Devet casting APG versus XTC tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on the 15th of March. Then on the 16th of March, which is Thursday, you and me will be casting the DC versus Pulse game. That should be a goodie. Then on Sunday, we have two games. We have Flipside versus XD, which me and you shall be casting. And then we have Veneration versus Ventus, the two Vs, casted by the Vet on Sunday as well. So we have games on the 15th, on the 16th, and on the 19th. So be sure to keep up with the Facebook and the Twitters. We'll be posting them on a regular and keep you guys up to date on it.
Perfect. And if you guys want to get hold of myself, drop me a line, critique us, or just say, Jabba, you're doing a great job, or Succubus, you're doing a great job. Drop us a mail, or Jabba, you're doing a cuck job, then tell us. I mean, we here to actually serve you guys, and by you guys just critting us or complaining, I should rather say, doesn't really help us with the cause.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
So rather say, listen, guys, try this. Did you know that you could do that? And it just it makes our job a lot easier. We know what you guys are kind of expecting, and we trying to do something. I mean, esports, Dota, esports only is a sport because of you guys. Otherwise, it's just a game. So remember that. So with that said, you can get hold of us on me at Jabba Gaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Succubus, you can get hold of her on Twitter and Facebook at Succubus. You don't have the exclamation marks, eh? In your things.
Not on Facebook, no. It's just at Succubus DGL. And then Twitter, I think, is also at Chanel Succubus something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's freaking long. It's freaking long.
If you can just look for red hair, that's it. So if you guys got any issues, maybe want to give us some advice, maybe something we didn't know about.
But if you don't contact us and you complain, I'm gonna find you and demand a drink from you.
Free drinks for
All right, so I think that's going to end up the cast. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Great game from both teams this evening. And, I think from us, we hope that you enjoyed your Tuesday evening. Hope you have a great Wednesday, a wonderful Thursday, and an amazing weekend to come. So from myself, Joe, and Succubus, have a wonderful evening. Good night, and God bless.
Good night.
How do you achieve your greatness?
There's no margin for error.
No room for mistakes.
You need total control.
Your success is determined by your grit.
It takes thousands of hours perfecting your moves.
And only the strong survive.
You think you've paid your dues?
You think you're ready to enter the arena?
Think again.
This is the Telkom Digital Gaming League,
This is where legends fight till the last second.
where the action explodes straight through your system.